Hello everyone, my name is Reno and welcome back to my channel where we like to investigate all things paranormal, cryptid, spooky, and even demonic. Possibly, who knows? Today we're going to be reacting to a YouTube channel called The Boys. They are a group of paranormal investigators that somebody left a comment on my other video telling me that I should check out. Never heard of them. I haven't seen any of their stuff. But today they're going to be visiting the Whaley House in San Diego, California. San Diego, of course, being German for whale's vagina. It's an Anchorman reference for those of you who don't know it. But no, it is a house that was built in 1857 that is supposedly very haunted, and haunted by one particular spirit who is said to have been hung on the property before the house was built in 1857. So, big claims that the house has a lot of heavy footsteps. The spirit is, I believe, considered to be an angry spirit, but I'm not 100% certain on that one. I might be thinking of a different house. So yeah, let's get into it and let's see what the boys have found.
Welcome to the Trip of Terror. Everything you see will be 100% real, per usual. We have a bunch of locations here.
We're traveling from one end of the country to the other in a 6-episode series.
And today we're starting at the Whaley House.
A place with one of the darkest histories we've ever come across. It's said to be haunted by members of the Whaley family, whose lives were marked by tragedy and multiple untimely deaths. We are the boys, and this is the Trip of Terror.
So yes, that is another thing. The Whaley family is said to also haunt this place, and very tragic. I believe a couple of them died from pneumonia or consumption. The father and or grandfather at that point took his own life. If I'm remembering all of this correctly, I'm trying to pull a lot of stuff out of, my brain noggins here. Was not aware that this was like a 6-person group. I've mostly only reacted to like Sam and Colby or Ryan and Shane from BuzzFeed Unsolved and their new Watcher channel, and then, the one occasional like supposed psychic medium that I've watched, which you can find right on my page or in the card up above. So it's going to be interesting to see how a 6-person group handles all of this.
This is the map that we're going to be following for the Trip of Terror. You can see we go from here to there, to there, to there.
Okay, so let's see. So they've got the Shanley Hotel, which I don't know too much about. The West Virginia Penitentiary. I think I know a little bit about that. The Axe Murder House is a very interesting story. I'll be excited to see that one, though. Most of the time when you see people going to investigate the Axe Murder House, they don't tend to get a lot of evidence. It may very well not be actually haunted, but it does have a very disturbing backstory behind it. The Sally House, of course, is one of the most haunted locations in the United States, supposedly possessed by a demon. And what were the other two that they were going to see? The Queen Mary, which is a ship that is docked. A lot of people go to that one. It actually has like a haunted attraction that you go through and do tours on, and you can stay the night and, record. Issue with that one is you get a lot of like sound issues because it is a boat that is docked. And then the Whaley House. So they've got some interesting places that they are going to check out on this tour. And I'm pretty excited to see, all the locations.
Map that we're going to be following for the Trip of Terror. You can see we go from here, to there, to there, to there. All of this stuff is going to be in the next couple episodes. Things are different. Look at the wall, man. Yeah! What? Look at all the crazy type of equipment. Some of these are actually going to be a little bit familiar to you.
It's giving Phasmophobia, the paranormal investigative haunting game. They've got the REM pods that we can see over here. We've got a couple of Celtic crosses, crucifixes. I'm assuming this is supposed to be holy water, though it looks like hand sanitizer. Spirit boxes, EMF detectors, they got a lot of stuff here. Candles, a book to try to get spirit writing in. Here's the thing, guys. The stuff in Phasmophobia, in the game itself, a lot of it's just kind of there to try to like add more to the game and make more experience. The likelihood of you getting any type of spirit writing Zero. It's pretty much zero. Celtic crosses could be useful if there is a demon that's trying to manifest itself, but you would not want to have a cross around because you are actively trying to get evidence of it. Candles can be very useful. We've seen it with Sam and Colby when they went to the Goat Bridge, where the candles all blinked out one by one, so you can tell that it was not the wind, at least. Holy water, if they think that they are encountering a demon and they want to protect themselves. I also see some GoPros, the REM pods we've talked about before on the channel, in which they, will make noises, beeps, sounds, and when things fluctuate, like temperature or some type of shift in the electromagnetic spectrum. But a lot of these things are just going to be, it looks like Phasmophobia, and Phasmophobia is just a game.
Like the REM pods and the EMF readers, we got some new stuff. We got some triangles. We've got holy water. It's a ghost Dorito.
There's less things that we've used before, and there's a lot of very new equipment.
Uh-oh, Eddie found the cross. Oh, man. Oh, man. You gotta hit him with the...
Now that is also, again, specifically a Celtic cross, I believe. They're usually the ones that have the circle behind it. I don't know if it's like any crucifix will work, or if there's like something special about the Celtic cross. I don't know why it has that shape. I've never really looked into it. I'd like to know what this triangle is. I like shapes, and I am glad that they said that is holy water. I can see now they've got the cross, which my camera is blocking it, but there is a cross at the top of that bottle there. But it also kind of looks mass-produced. Interesting.
Also have, for the first time ever, probably well overdue, some emergency equipment. We have emergency holy water. We have emergency sage.
Salt.
We have salt. I know it's just regular Target salt, but salt is actually said to hold back spirits and stuff.
Yeah, salt is useful. Any salt. Doesn't matter. It doesn't have to be, high-grade Himalayan, blessed salt, blah, blah. Salt is salt. It's all you need. You put it down in a circle. You can stand inside the circle and protect yourself from spirits. Usually you're using this when you are trying to do some type of summoning ritual. What was the other thing that he had said? Sage, very useful for blessing both yourself and a house. One thing you have to remember when you are using sage, white sage in particular is very sacred to the Native American tribes, so you should not be using white sage, but you can use regular sage to smudge a house. And you want to make sure you actually get every single corner, top and bottom, in the entire room, in every room. That includes closets. That includes, if you can get into like a small crawl space, you get some smoke down in there as well, because it's supposed to force any negative spirits out completely, and they will go and hide in anything. And then once the smoke dissipates, they can kind of move back in if they're still in the house.
Like that.
You might be wondering where we are right now.
Where are we right now?
We're just in a little trailer on the street outside of the Whaley House. And in this little trailer, we have this, the boy's Eye of God.
So in here, one boy is going to be able to monitor everything. Every REM pod, everything that we put in any kind of room, we can see on the monitor. If anything happens, if anything goes off, they'll be able to tell us, and we'll be immediately able to jump on it, go in there, whichever room it may be, and figure out what's going on.
This is how serious we're taking this, because we want to prove whether ghosts are real or not, whether spirits exist, whether there's anything out there beyond our own reality that we can finally prove once and for all if it's real or not.
I want to see you get that haircut.
I will cut my hair. If we can prove ghosts exist, if I see any of these fools standing right there in front of me, I'll shave my head.
We're not missing a damn thing.
Okay, so that's interesting. I'm hoping that they're going to be like, hey, this is really good proof, and then he has to shave his head, because if you want definitive proof that spirits exist, it's most likely not going to come from a high-budget production. If anything, it's going to come from some random person filming something on their phone. And especially in today's media world, in which AI is rampant and becoming harder and harder to differentiate between actual, footage and stuff like that, you're going to have an even harder time convincing a lot of people that stuff is now not AI. I am glad that they're saying like, hey, they're taking this very seriously. They want to find all this stuff. So I'm excited. I'm excited to see how they do their stuff.
I will shave my head.
We have pored over spiritual texts and folklore and ancient rituals to put together the most interesting and insightful experiments that we can do to prove that spirits exist. And we're going to be using them all at different locations along this trip.
We are not gonna miss a goddamn thing on the trip of terror. We're gonna get down to the bottom of it, starting with tonight.
And if you're a member, you can join us on the road trip and be a part of the bus experience with us. It's gonna be hours and hours of footage, interactions, the ups and downs. You can see it all because it's all gonna be filmed, but that's only gonna be to members. Members will get an exclusive vlog, not available on the main channel, every Wednesday before the video goes live. Everything that leads up to each location that we're visiting, you'll be able to see Wednesdays if you join members right now.
If you basically want like a whole side reality TV show to watch with your trip of terror, become a member.
We also have something very special for you guys.
There's even more?
There's more. If you want to, if you want to,
You're good.
we have new merch, Trip of Terror merch.
All right, the laughing is a little weird. But also, you know what else you guys could do? Is you could subscribe to me. It doesn't help them out at all in any way, shape, or form, but it helps me out. It lets me know that, hey, people like what they're seeing. It lets me know, hey, you should do more of this stuff. And I enjoy doing this. I find this fun. And I want to react to more people. I want to react to other, paranormal videos. I want people to be able to, like, submit their paranormal submissions to me and we can review it. I want to do all these fun things, but I need your help to do that. I need you to hit that subscribe button.
Ooh, look at that hoodie.
This is the coolest shit we have ever put out. I swear to God. It has every location.
It's giving Pride from Full Metal Alchemist Brotherhood. The eyes everywhere in the black shadow. I think that's really cool. I don't like this weird little facing over here. I'm assuming that's probably like, I don't like their fucking logo or something, but like just the eyes, that'd be a pretty cool hoodie in my opinion.
That we're going to on the tour, and it is literally just the coolest collection we've ever put out. I'm super excited for you.
Honestly, it's so good. We're getting tattoos at the end of this trip. Boys, I think we have to get into the Whaley House.
We gotta choose our equipment first, Phasmophobia style.
Yeah.
Wait, who's staying in the...
Shut up. Nose goes.
Nose goes.
That's not fair. Yeah, it doesn't have to reach as far. Have fun in there, guys. I'm going to...
This is all I need.
We're gonna get down to the bottom of it with that. Yeah, one.
So I know that they had, like the little nose goes as to who stays in the truck. Being the person in the truck, if you have the ability to sit at like a home center or, a command center and have access to all of the cameras that you have set up at one time, that's actually an amazing job, an amazing opportunity. Yes, you're not there physically trying to interact with the spirits, but you're going to be the one who's going to be able to be like, hey guys, there's shit happening in the master bedroom. You guys are in the kitchen. You need to get to the master bedroom right now so that way you can get that stuff. It is incredibly crucial if you have a setup like this. Now, you do not need a setup like this to go ghost hunting or paranormal investigating, whatever you want to call it. You don't need that. You need two things. Three, technically. A simple digital recorder. This is a Sony. I bought this for like $80. A little expensive at the in today's climate, but still, all you need is one of these and one of these. A camera. Doesn't even need to have this mic on it. I bought this camera and I bought this mic to add on to it solely because I like to film other projects and I like to have better, clearer audio. You don't need a mic attached to your camera. You just need a camera. I recommend finding one that has a built-in IR light already. If you cannot find one, you need that third technical thing, which is an IR light, which will allow you to film in the sort of like green-white aspect ratio of it that you see in a lot of paranormal investigating shows. You don't need that either. You can just have a flashlight on. It's just easier to pick up things that are harder to see in night vision, right? So you need a camera, you need a voice recorder, possibly an IR light. That's all you need. That's all you need to go ghost hunting. You don't need all these fancy stuff. You don't need a REM pod. You don't need an EMF detector or a spirit box, anything like that. If you want to do this as a hobby and you just want to start off, a couple of things. You don't even really need a voice recorder, right? I have a voice recorder because I don't want to have everything be on my phone. I can have a special device that I can leave in an area and let it record while I go somewhere else and try to find other forms of evidence, right? This has a voice recorder on it. You can use this as well. You can get apps that have like the spirit box on it. You don't need it. All you really need, camera, some type of audio recorder, maybe an IR light, and a supposedly haunted location.
This one and this one. Ooh, you know what? Maybe another one.
What are you picking and why?
I don't know what all this is. This is what I'm picking because Jesus.
I was gonna grab every REM pod available and put them in every room.
Yeah,
Smart idea. That is a very smart idea. Put them in every room, turn them on. When nobody's in one room, if one goes off, you know that there's something in there that is causing a change in the atmosphere. The cross, you're not going to get any paranormal evidence with the cross, right? It's not like the movies. The cross isn't going to suddenly burn when a demon appears because the demon's stronger than the cross, right? That's not going to happen in real life. I don't know what this guy in the striped shirt got. I'm hoping he can pick it up and show it a little bit.
We're gonna go set some stuff up really quick. Are you ready, dude?
It's gonna be a banger, hopefully.
Oh, hell yeah, dude.
The first
Room. Can you take this top one?
it's like the center, like right here. Yeah, it's a good spot.
Okay, already right off the bat. Was that a girl I saw? Or is that a dude with long hair? I thought it was I think it might have just been the dude who said he was going to shave his head. I might be mistaken, but I thought that was a girl. If not, my apologies.
I'm gonna put this like right here in the middle.
Okay. Jesus.
Oh, excuse me.
You look for the power button.
Oh,
It's already starting?
yeah. Whoa. Look, it's already happening.
Oh, shit.
Let me get a picture from up here. One of the tools that we're using is just a
Okay, it was just him with the long hair. Got kind of like a curvy figure from behind. That might just be my brain playing tricks on me. But yeah, another thing so the REM pod is going off. One thing you do want to be careful of, especially in older buildings, is going to be older wiring. It looks like they may have done some remodeling in this place because everything does look a lot more shiny and polished. So possibly they updated all the wiring in there, but old wiring is going to release electromagnetic fields that are going to interfere with some of the stuff that you have. One way you can circumvent this is if you kill all the power. Now that does not mean turning off the lights. That means going to the circuit breaker and physically turning every single one of them to off. That cuts all power from going into the house or the location wherever you're at. That way you can be certain that no exposed wiring is causing your electromagnetic interference.
simple film Polaroid camera. Ghosts or spirits or entities, whatever it is we're communicating with, can sometimes
Whoa, it went all the way up to blue.
interfere using electromagnetic frequencies with digital cameras, which is why things corrupt.
Yeah, I was about to say, take a picture when it's going off.
You gotta take it while it's going.
Yeah, I'll wait till it goes.
That was a girl's voice. Okay, so there is a girl there. I'm not losing my mind. So they lied to me with their name. They said they're the boys, and now there's a girl. Which is fine. I just genuinely did not see her beforehand when they were in the van. That's my whole thing on it. With the Polaroid cameras, you do not need a Polaroid camera. First of all, they are expensive. No other thing about that. They're expensive. Film. It's a one-time use film. You have to constantly be buying film. They are notorious for smudging when they print. And then people will look at them and be like, there's a ghost in there. In reality, it's just a smudge. It's just, it did not print properly because it's not the best technology out there. That's why we have things like digital cameras. Because digital cameras give you a better, clear picture. I personally don't think you need a Polaroid camera or a digital camera. But if I was going to have to pick a camera to take pictures with, I would be using a digital camera because I don't have to spend money on film. I don't have to wait for it to develop. I have the photo that I can look at right then and there. And then I know most of the time with newer, especially newer high-grade digital cameras, you're not going to get things like dust lens flares and smudges and stuff like that.
Again.
If anyone was sitting here, please feel free to take a seat again. We're going to take a photograph. Join us in the theater. Wait for it to go off.
Yeah.
Can you please touch the light like you were doing
I'm
before?
gonna count to 3. Never mind, you're there. Cheese.
And she's a British lady at that. Terrible. Terrible.
So my theory is that if we use a film camera, we would be more likely to catch something, and it's less likely to corrupt a film image.
God, imagine if you went ahead and waited a minute for that to develop and it was just all super smudgy.
Yeah.
It was just blank.
Like all of us were just smudges.
Well, we're gonna leave that face down right there and let it develop. We'll come back.
Yep.
Yeah.
Oh my God. Beautiful. We've got some graveyard dirt. Don't ask where we got it from. Welcome to the first night in the trailer. I've got full view of all the boys here. All of the rooms are set up with REM pods and instruments. It's really cool to be in here right now. One of the things that I really want to explore during this trip is the fact that all the places that we're going to, they feature tragedies including children. And I think there's a connection to be made there. I think if we go to each place and invite children's spirits to the next place, then we might be able to get some connections there.
So, let's circle back real quick to the graveyard dirt. Graveyard dirt is used in summoning rituals. It is dirt that you quite literally just go and you pick up from a cemetery or a graveyard, to be specific, because there is technically a difference between the two. One of them has a church connected to it, the other one does not. I don't know the full implications of it as to what exactly it does. It connects you with the spirits because, you know, it's from an area where the dead are buried. If that's the case, you could go out really anywhere and pick up any dirt because something has died there at some point. It could be because, technically speaking, graveyards and cemeteries are hallowed ground, which means evil entities cannot enter them. I don't know enough about Wicca and witchcraft to really say exactly why you have to have graveyard specific dirt for these rituals.
So I put one there. Oh, that's going off now too. Dude, the moment I said we put one in there.
It went off.
What the f? Wait. Hello?
I heard that as well.
Wait, hang on. Shh.
Hello?
Why is that coming?
It's back in here again.
Hello? There's some temperature drops.
In the child's room.
Yeah.
Right as Grant pointed out.
Right as I pointed at it.
But we
Okay, so they're using a Wi-Fi call to limit the amount of interference that they'll be getting from cell signals, I guess is what they're trying to imply. If you really needed to, a walkie-talkie would also do that because that just uses straight radio signals back and forth. I don't really think it matters too much how you make those calls back and forth to each other. The clap was interesting. One thing that I would have preferred if they had done was give us a side-by-side. So half the screen is the EVP and the other side is them all together. And then show that, hey, no one did a clap that camera just happened to pick up and they don't want anyone to see. Personally, that's just what I would think. I know editing is a pain in the ass. Trust me, I've had to edit dozens of types of videos before. It's never fun. So I can see why they wouldn't do that. But that is something that I would prefer that they'd show.
We just heard something downstairs.
Yes.
Right after the REM pod went off, should we go finish setting up so we can intro?
Yep.
Get back.
Yeah. Unless something was in there and you want to show yourself again. That would have been cool.
And if it were that easy, we'd already have plenty of proof that ghosts exist.
Temperature drops in the theater, 10:23. There's a lot of action happening in the theater right now.
Should we start in the courtroom?
Yes. The oldest room in the...
Okay, so I do like how the guy at Central Command, or at, head, whatever you want to call it, is writing down the evidence that he's seeing while they're doing this hunt. That is incredibly useful. That's incredibly smart. So that way they can say, hey, the REM pod went off, didn't make a sound, but I saw the light up at this time. That's incredibly cool.
entire house, the courtroom.
My first order as judge.
Judge Juicy?
Court is in session, you may sit. So let me just look through my big f***ing book here.
The gator just went off.
I have not seen a single video where people go to the Whaley House and they don't sit and be a judge. I think that's what the ghosts are doing, is they are possessing people to be like, hey, wouldn't it be fun if you were a judge? Come on, it's fun. Sit down. Do it.
Judge Juicy.
Yep, so checking my book here, it says that you let the dog on the counter when mom was at home.
Who told you that? Did she tell you that? Did Milky?
She told us that. Well, we also have one very strong witness, and including your mother, who is the one who lodged these charges.
I got your baby powder.
Thank you. My cheeks are inflamed. I've seen a lot of scum.
Okay, so they're pulling a lot of stuff out of gaming and other like media aspects of it. You can take talcum powder, baby powder. You could even do things like sand or sawdust, really any type of like powdery substance. If you know that there's an area where supposedly, you know, spirits have been seen walking in and out of on multiple occasions, you can pour that stuff down and then you hope that a footprint appears. The issue with it is you are in a building that you do not own. And you need to clean that up and make sure that it is spotless before you leave. Whatever the condition of the place is that you go to investigate, that should be the condition of the place when you leave. It's like when you're hiking, right? Leave no trace that you were there. Same thing with ghost hunting. I don't recommend using talcum powder or anything like that to try to catch footprints, because chances are you're just going to waste the stuff and you're just going to make a mess.
Like you come through my court, putting dogs on the counter when mom's not home.
That's crazy.
The moment your mom's
It's crazy
got
you think it's only one dog. But you didn't think about that, did you? Could have been 3 dogs. I do have 3 dogs.
Oh, the hangman's gonna have a fun time with you.
And a cat too.
Wait, shh.
You're breathing? Dude, I swear I heard that shit directly to my right.
What is it? We're talking to Josh.
What's the time, narrator?
11.
On the dot?
Yeah, 11 on the dot.
Someone here in the courtroom with us.
Dude, I feel a crazy presence right next to me.
Really?
Maybe you're in their chair.
Well, I am making like a mockery right now as well.
True.
Just sit there, Juicy. You still feel it?
Yes. Like I feel threatened right now.
Really?
Yeah. Who's in here? Could you give us a sign?
Are you here? In this spot? Are you standing right here?
Device. The judge is gonna reach into his little bag of tricks real quick.
That EMF's going off.
What the f?
Yeah.
No, bro.
Oh, shit.
Whoa.
Dude, I knew I felt something next.
So, something that you need to do if you're going to be using an EMF detector is you need to get a baseline of the entire property or the entire location that you're at, right? So you need to go through to every single room, walk around the room with it on, and see where those lights light up. If you go into every single room and every single light is constantly on red, that means that there's probably some type of external source that's acting upon that in the entire house. If you go into one room, you get nothing. You go into another room, you get nothing. You go into a third room, hey, suddenly it's spiking up to orange or yellow. Maybe there's something in that room. You go around and you get a baseline of every single room and every single house, so that way you know, hey, now when it's suddenly going off, it wasn't doing this earlier. That means something is now here at this time, is, you know, it's now present and is now causing this to act up.
To me.
Whoa, bro. That's like constant maxing, bro.
Ooh.
Is that up there?
Yeah, I heard that.
There was like a creak upstairs.
Yeah.
Just a second one to show you. That one's not faulty.
They're both going off.
Hand me the EMF.
Pretty consistent.
Could that be like a...
What the f? Is it the light?
That is red.
Hang on, let's debunk it. Can you turn the light off?
3, 2, 1. Oh, that's not it. No, it has nothing to do with it. They're still, both of them are still going. It has nothing to do with it. Go see if you can find a dead spot. Well, we tested it. It's not the light in there. There's a lot of flickering lights.
Wow, that is really bizarre, man.
I just turned this completely off and back on. It's still going.
Wait. You hear that?
Did any of you hear that? That sounded like someone shuffling.
Someone out there?
So shuffling sounds you need to be very careful on. If you notice when they show the full back, like the full room, you do see him moving. So that sound could very well have just been the sound of his clothes, you know, his arms rubbing up against each other. If I do this, right, you can hear the shuffling of my clothing.
Inconclusive.
Inconclusive.
Okay.
Thomas Whaley, when he came here from New York, he's a businessman and he's like the #1 hustler that we've ever had in a video. Like genuinely.
Yeah.
Like ultimate businessman, ultimate hustler. When he moved here, he bought this plot of land that was really, really cheap for a very particular reason that we'll get to. And he instantly started building stuff, hustling. He built this as a granary just for people to store grain in, and he advertised it as rat-proof because it's made of bricks. And people were like, sure, it wasn't. But this is the oldest part of the house right here and where the hustle began.
There's a very specific reason we're building up to what we're about to get to a couple of rooms over.
It's almost unbelievable what's in that fucking room.
Once we start actually communicating, there's a very specific thing we want to figure out, but we'll get to it in just a second.
That just
Let's keep heading down.
Did the lamp go off?
Yeah, it just flashed.
The pride lamp?
Yeah, right as you were talking.
It's called a gaydar. I've never heard of this device before. A proud EMF reader. So my guess is what it does is it detects electromagnetic fields, and the stronger the field is, the different light it will light up. So probably from purple, according to this picture at the bottom, red at the top, red being the strongest, purple being the weakest. I don't know who invented it. I don't know if they're just calling it gaydar because they think it's funny. I won't get into that. But no, this is actually called the Paralight. So, I mean, I'm part of the LGBTQ community. I don't really find an issue with this. I find it a little bit funny. But using it in terms of like a paranormal investigation thing, like, all right, fine, whatever. You know, they are YouTubers, so I'm sure they're trying to find any way to get more engagement on their videos.
Talking about that thing.
You? Death penalty.
Why?
Because you put the dog on the counter when mom ain't home. That's why.
And this is kind of crazy.
I also have no idea what that means. I don't know if that's a euphemism for something, or if he actually did that, if they live together, if they're brothers. I'm very confused. Again, I don't know anything about these guys, so I have no idea who they are, what they're like outside of this, what their relationships are to one another. I was just told to react to them. So far, in terms of their investigation techniques, I do like it. Too early for me to say how I feel about the people in general.
Seeing this whole thing like this. The boys are talking about some stuff, so I'm gonna listen in the other rooms. Now I can only really listen to one room at a time, so I'm hoping to hear some like bangs or creaks or something like that. I'm not really sure if I can listen to everything at once.
All right, this is the shop. This is where Thomas Whaley would conduct his business. There's nothing really much to say here other than, a lot of business was conducted. But while we were here, our cameraman that was with us at the time, Robbie, he's our behind the scenes cameraman, he was standing right there at the door and he heard something telling him, leave.
It sounded like it was saying leave for some reason, but it was in this ear and my whole body went shiver, bro. I'm being dead ass. When I'm standing in the doorway, I look down the hallway and then I look back at the camera and I hear like that in this ear. Look, dude, I got goosebumps talking about it.
I think it's interesting to know.
That's another thing too that you need to be conscious of when you're going paranormal investigating is how your body is reacting to the area around you. Things like goosebumps or goose pimples, depending on where you're from. Your hair standing up on your arms, a sudden unease, or like your stomach hurting. Back pains, arm pains, stuff like that. These are all things you want to be conscious of because anything that's deviating from the norm is going to be something that you can chalk up to possibly being paranormal.
With Robbie, I've known him a long time, and he waited till we were upstairs to tell us.
That's going off in the hallway now. Wait.
That's right where you were pointing.
Hello?
Yo, why does that keep happening? I have major chills, dude. Someone here in the hall?
Did someone tell our friend to leave earlier?
What was that? Did you hear that?
Was that you?
Something just stepped over there. Be quiet.
I think that stepping was just her, and it just happened to echo a little bit coming from down the hall. This is an old building. You can see that they've got what look to be like marble tiles or tiles of some sort on the wall there. So the floors are going to creak. You're going to hear echoes. She did step, and then that's right when they said that they heard a step happening. I would chalk that up as inconclusive.
That's upstairs.
It's a theater.
Something's leading us upstairs.
Yeah, that was f***ing terrifying.
Something's up there. And we have the full camera footage of everything. Like, Josh is in the trailer. He can see everything, and all of that's going to be available.
What the f*** was that?
We have the full camera footage of everything. Like, Josh is in the trailer. He can see everything, and you're supposed to breeze. Yeah, there was a breeze. Go in there. This is the room we're going into next.
I have to pee, and unfortunately, the way this trailer was designed, I am locked in. There's no way for me to get out. They seriously suggested to me to bring a pee bottle with me. I don't know if I can do that. It's just not me. Not at this stage in my life anyway.
Don't do that to your friends or your colleagues. Don't lock them into a location. What if something started happening, right? What if they started having a panic attack or, a heart attack, right? Now, all of a sudden, people have got to get in. They've got to open it from the outside and get to him. Or what if something happens to one of them? He needs to run in and help them. What if he has to poop? You can't just lock people in. Don't do that. Whoever is at Central Command should be able to get up and walk away if they need to, because you don't know. Maybe they're in a multi-level building, right? People are at the very top, and you think, hey, there's something happening in the basement. I need to get down there with other stuff. They should be able to get down there to other stuff.
Why did Dose just leave?
He went to go let Josh out. Josh needs to pee.
Oh, okay. We should just bring piss bottles in there, dead ass.
It's been a big day.
That's been a big day.
The f was that?
You made that noise
I didn't hear it.
No, I didn't.
with your mouth.
That was not my
You
mouth.
went,
No, not that.
I'm talking about the.
I did not hear anything. We're going to go back to, because I was sipping from my water, so maybe there was something that I didn't hear, because my brain was hearing the sound of me sipping.
What's that?
You made that noise.
That's been a big day.
The was that?
You made that noise.
I didn't hear it.
I did not hear a single thing. I don't think there's anything there. And again, I've got both ears covered. I close my eyes so that way I can focus mainly on the hearing element of it to try to hear exactly what they're hearing or what they're saying that they're hearing. I didn't hear anything.
I didn't.
With your mouth.
That was not my mouth. No, not that. I'm talking about the.
I didn't hear that.
Are y'all fucking? You didn't hear that? Bullshit! You didn't hear that. That was one of the loudest things I've ever heard in fucking video, dude.
I didn't hear that.
I feel like I would have heard that.
Yeah, I didn't hear that at all.
What the? What is going on? That was the loudest fucking exhale I've ever heard. Are you kidding?
It must have been going that way, brother, because I didn't hear a single thing.
I'm so happy that you heard that too.
Was it me?
No. It sounded like it was above me. It literally sounded. It sounded. Like it held it. Yeah.
Well, it'll be on here. I'm recording, so.
Let me introduce where we are. We're in the parlor right now. You might know it as a living room. It was a word they used back then. We were brought into here, and this is a very significant room in the house for many reasons. Not only is it the spot where Violet did die, right here in this very spot. That's an original family couch from the Whaley family.
Juicy mentioned before that Thomas Whaley bought the land that this house settles on extremely cheap, and the reason why that is because the land was used as execution grounds. Before the Whaleys were able.
Okay. So I know that this camera is their central command camera. I wonder if this is a two-way camera, which is something that you always want to be careful about, especially if you are paranormal investigating, just you and a couple of buddies, right? You don't have someone at a central command, but the place has security cameras. A lot of times, modern day security cameras are going to be two-way audio, so you can speak to them, they can speak to you, and you don't have to, it doesn't alert you when someone is going to speak through. It doesn't go like, beep, hello, this is the person on the camera speaking. They can just talk through it. So I'm wondering if, and I'm assuming they've got it set up so that way it's not. The way that these guys are handling this, it looks like they are taking into account all of this stuff. But the guy who is sitting there at Central Command watching all these things, right, if he clicks on this, is that also turning on the mic for the camera that he's speaking into? And maybe he clicked on it when, he heard a breath and, they were just in the line, him standing, here's that. Something to think about, though. I don't know what type of camera these are. I don't know if they even have a mic set up on the other side, at Central Command. But always something, anytime I see security cameras, I need to point that out, that they do have two-way audio.
To build this house after they purchased the land, they had to remove one crucial thing, and that was the gallows, and they stood right here where we are standing. This archway was purpose-built by Thomas Whaley to sort of honor the gallows.
But also kind of like a joke, in a way.
One of the most famous stories from the gallows that were here originally was the story of a guy called Yankee Jim.
A person I think, and we all think, is crucial to what ended up happening to the Whaley family.
He's believed to be a poltergeist in the house that moves things around.
He fled from San Francisco because he had a murder charge that was...
Now, there are some people who believe that a poltergeist cannot be a human spirit, that a poltergeist is specifically a entity of its own, in this case, a spirit of its own. And I want to talk about that because there are two different words that a lot of people will today associate as one thing, but in the past were two separate things. So, case in point, with the Christmas holidays coming up, you've got one of the most famous Christmas stories of all time. A Christmas Carol, or A Christmas Story. A Christmas Story. Charles Dickens. A Christmas Carol. Yes. A Christmas Carol. Yes. Anyways, Charles Dickens' A Christmas Carol, back to what I was trying to get at. This is a fun little trivia fact for you, and you can do this to trick your friends and family. You can ask them, hey, how many ghosts visit Ebenezer Scrooge in A Christmas Carol? They're going to sit there, they're going to be like, oh, 3, because he gets visited by the ghosts of Christmas past, present, and future, or yet to come, depending on what version you're reading. But then someone might be like, no, don't forget, there's the 4th one, the ghost of Jacob Marley. And the correct answer is 1. And that is the ghost of Jacob Marley, because he indicates specifically that Scrooge will be visited by 3 spirits. Spirits are concepts made material. So the concept of Christmas past, right, becomes the spirit of Christmas past, or the ghost of Christmas past, as we like to call it now. It does specify that it is the ghost of Jacob Marley, and he specifies that he will be visited by 3 spirits. So again, he's visited by 1 ghost, 3 spirits. So a poltergeist would be a spirit in this case. So it is an entity or a concept that has been made material or ethereal in this point, because it is a spirit. Whereas a human is a ghost, right? A human soul becomes a ghost afterwards. It cannot become a spirit, because spirits are concepts, not souls. Does that make sense? Am I making sense here, or does it just sound like I'm rambling? Too long didn't hear, right? Ghosts equal human, spirits equal concept. So poltergeist is a spirit. So he would not be a poltergeist. He would just be a ghost who is capable of moving things physically. Now, because language is subjective and it is ever evolving, today you could do one and the same, but technically speaking, it would not be the ghost of this man. It would be, if it's a poltergeist, it is a soul entity of its own and not the ghost of this man. Let's get back to it.
Lingering above his head. And when he came here, he got into a life of crime. Everyone around here was back then of the average height, around 5.5 foot, but he was over 6.
I think he was 6'2".
No, the tour guide said 6'4". 6'6".
Damn. So unfortunately, when someone happened to see someone very super...
So 6'4", 6'6", these guys all look like they're about 5'8". You know, pretty tall,
trying to possibly steal a boat. It was kind of easy to deduce who it might have been.
Even though it was nighttime, it's kind of hard to miss the 6'6" guy in the 1800s.
Kind of how I feel when I stand next to Josh.
Yeah, you feel 6'6".
Yeah.
You really do feel sick. I'm kind of sad he's in the van right now because I don't feel 6'6".
No.
Jim was charged with larceny, and he was hung.
Not even larceny, though. Attempted larceny, because they never even saw him actually going to steal the boat.
That's right.
They saw him in a boat with his 2 accomplices going to be what would be probably stealing the boat. And also it didn't help his case that he was Australian, which at the time opinions of Australians were not great because it was a penal colony, and everyone who was first generation...
Kind of the same thing today.
Kind of the same. Everyone who was around his age was just the son or daughter of an actual criminal directly, so the opinions were low.
They decided to execute him, and they hung him right here. Mm-hmm. This is where Thomas Whaley built a archway to symbolize the gallows. The thing was that good old Yankee Jim was too tall for the hanging. When he was let go, his feet hit the ground. So he was kind of like dangling with his toes up, and he was in act. Listen to that.
That's in the hallway.
That's the hallway.
That was right when I tried to simulate a hanging.
Yeah. Yep.
It was right here.
Do it again.
They're not f***ing with it that time.
No.
Not the same zest.
So his toes hit the ground, and his neck wasn't able to snap immediately, so he was in agony for about 45 minutes before he finally passed.
When this stuff happened, as you guys probably know, everyone in town went to it. And it was not a taboo weird thing. Children went to the hangings. All women were actually one of the #1 attendees of hangings, by the way, because it was a very gossip fun event.
They watch all the true crime shit nowadays.
It's the same type beat.
Same type shit. All right. Except
Women have always been
see it.
obsessed with like freaky murder shit.
And then for some reason, they're always wondering why they're scared to lock the doors and everything else in the house every single
You
time.
only want.
I think they kind of have a valid reason to want to lock the doors and make sure that they're locked and everything like that. But yeah, no. I don't think I know a single woman that doesn't enjoy watching or listening to some type of true crime. Whatever. Podcast, video, book. I don't know a single one that doesn't. I also, though, love listening to that stuff and watching that stuff and find it fascinating. But yeah, public hangings, public executions in general were always a big town event that everyone would come to because sometimes it was just, hey, there's going to be an execution tomorrow. Who is it? Oh, shit, it's Jim. Jim always seemed like a great guy. Well, it turns out Jim was stealing people's cows, and nobody knew about it till they found out about it. And yeah, they would then go to gossip, and, that's how they would talk about, all the other things that might be happening, between families and stuff like that. But yeah, executions have always been, and not, I mean always, go all the way back to, ancient Egypt. If they are executing somebody in the public, people are showing up to watch it.
Watch 48 Hour Mystery. That's why. It's the only thing you've ever watched.
Lindsay.
But interesting enough, in the crowd at that hanging of Mr. Yankee
Was Thomas Whaley.
The very man who came and bought the very gallows that he struggled on, looked him in the eyes that day as he hung for 45 minutes, struggling until he eventually died.
Do you ever look at stuff like this and like imagine, like you envision it?
Yeah, man.
Like bro just hanging.
That's why people tell stories. For you to envision it.
Yeah.
What the fuck was that?
Was that?
Yeah. What the fuck was that? Whoa, was that like a woman?
Yeah.
Yeah.
What the fuck was that?
Was that?
Yeah. What the fuck was that? Whoa, was that like a woman?
That was a woman.
That was very quick. That was like a very quick, like, hurry up. Hurry up. Interesting.
Like crying?
Sounded like someone was talking to us from far away.
This is surprisingly, like I've been sitting in here watching these security cameras. This is surprisingly entertaining. So there's definitely something happening in the theater. The hallway hasn't gone off very much, but it has definitely gone off. Now we've had nothing in the master bedroom, which makes sense. We've been told that not much really happens in there. And then over at the bedroom, I don't know, I feel something weird about the bedroom, honestly. It feels crazy. People have been getting odd feelings about it. I feel like there's more to uncover there. A lot of these places that we're visiting on the Trip of Terror, they are tied together by the experiences of the kids and the overarching thing that it's spirits taken before they were ready. I want to see if we can connect the dots here and find something.
Assuming he just popped a Zin in his mouth. But yeah, a lot of times children are very in tune with the spiritual world, with the supernatural world. Some people think it's because they are so young, their soul is so young, or their spirit, again, like I said, language tends to evolve. You can say it for both. They think that it's because they are so young that they're still kind of in tune with the afterlife, or in this case, because they're so young, it would be the before life, where their soul came from before they were born. If you believe in that, it could just be because they are younger. They don't have as much of a, worldview or a, glass half empty kind of opinion of the world, that they are still open to the things that are happening of the fantastical and stuff like that.
Maybe it's been wanting to us to come back to the picture.
Wait, why is it like that?
Wait, actually?
Stand away from the REM pod, Molly.
This should be developed by now, though.
Yeah. It does.
Well, the kids' room?
Kids' room's going off. It doesn't
Dude,
need
so is this one.
Everything's kind of firing off. Okay, let me explain this. The film could be completely with x-rays. We did not fly with it. We bought it locally. Another thing that could be happening.
Whoa, that's the temperature.
Right?
Yeah, it feels colder in here. This is weird.
What the f?
If it was x-rayed, you would still be able to see something, but then you'll see like streaks and like...
I've never seen that before.
There's a dot in the middle.
There is a dot in the middle. What the hell?
That's the REM pod, right?
Oh yeah, it is. You're right.
Remember, as I said, when we said it as a joke?
You did say that, but everyone in this photo is not showing. Dude, everyone is out of the photo though.
Let's do this, yeah? You guys stand right there. I'm not gonna say that's paranormal. It could just be that there wasn't enough light to begin with. It could have like a 3 meter...
Like fall off.
Yeah, it could have a fall off.
Something's on the bed in the kids' room right now.
I'd also like to point out too, if you look at this scene, right, you can almost see... My guess is there must have been a rug there at some point. There was something there to cause this stain in the wood. This doll here is absolutely terrifying. It creeps the hell out of me. But also, yeah, if you look like right here, there's almost like a white outline. And I wonder if people have tried to claim that there is something there while looking through cameras or photographs and they see this. And, you know, think like, oh my God, like it's, you know, it's something paranormal. When in reality, it's really just, you know, wear, I guess, on the floorboards. You know, something was there that was walked on a bunch that dug into and kind of distressed the wood, as opposed to this area here. You know, you can kind of see it a little bit over here, like where the shoes would be. Right here, there's a little bit of white stuff there. Yeah, just something interesting that I saw, because my brain for a quick second went, whoa, what's showing up on there? And then I realized, oh no, it's this.
If there are any spirits that want to join us in the theater or anyone here in the house, we're going to take another photograph.
Come and sit in the middle seat.
Ready?
Mm-hmm.
Violet?
I'm gonna count to 3, 2, 1. Cheese. That was crazy. The REM pod went off
Literally just
immediately.
went up. You went Violet, and it went off.
Yeah.
If that was you, Violet, thank you for joining again in the photo. So Violet Whaley,
Yes, we're talking about you, Violet.
whoa. Violet Whaley was a very, very talented young woman that liked the arts, writing poetry, and she also had some favorite poems, one of which was noted in her suicide letter that I will read tonight to you guys and to her if she's here, which I feel like I know she is. And her story is tragic because she fell in love with a con man. Basically, a guy came in from out of town and she was head over heels for him. He said that he had a large inheritance and he was very wealthy. The whole family was so excited for him to be part of the family that they rushed the wedding, she rushed the wedding. And being a family this rich at that time, everyone in town knows who you are and they're all interested in what you do. So when a bad thing happens, everyone talks about it. And a bad thing did happen. He was completely full of shit. When he didn't get a payout from her father when they got married, he basically just skipped town.
Yep.
He didn't give a shit and he just left.
Left her a note saying, hey, I've been going to brothels, seen other women, had a kid with another woman, as well as, hey, maybe when I figure some stuff out, maybe our paths will line again at 3 or 4 years.
He was just full of shit. And once he realized he couldn't get money out of the Whaley family, he just left and left Violet broken hearted.
The very first suicide attempt that she attempted to do is that she decided that, full of grief, she wanted to go and drown herself in
It was a rainwater tank.
rainwater tank. They found her, they stopped her, and then they put her essentially what was on
Suicide watch.
After a little bit of time passed, then she started asking, you know, hey, do you think I can have some pen and paper? You know, she was very, like we said earlier, she was very good at art and literature, and in poems, it's what she loved.
Her father didn't think it was weird. He's like, oh, pen and paper out of my lot.
She's bouncing back.
Yeah, she's coming
She
back.
wants to write again.
He failed to realize, unfortunately, was that in the stand that had, you know, pen and paper was also his pistol. And so essentially what happened is that she took that, hid it from everybody, and next morning,
Holy shit, that was the REM pod, then the temperature.
Yeah.
yeah. So unfortunately what happened was the next morning came and she went out to the outhouse while her father was cooking breakfast. He even went out after a while, checked on her, said, hey, are you okay? She said, yes, I'm fine, everything's okay. He went back in to cook breakfast, and then unfortunately he heard the gunshot. She shot herself in the chest. She was aiming for her heart and missed. And so unfortunately, he ran outside, picked her up, brought her in the house, and 15 minutes later, she died.
Before she did that, she wrote her suicide note. That was the last thing that she wrote, as well as obviously the poem, which was The Bridge of Sighs.
Yeah, it's just one of the many tragic stories of the Whaley House.
Why do you have that?
Look at that. Oh no.
Yeah, the Whaleys were a very tragedy-ridden family. You know, she takes her life. I believe they had several younger kids who died from any number of old-timey illnesses, most likely TB. I believe both the mother and the father would also both end up committing suicide at some point. The entire family all essentially died in this house in some way. As to what this thing is, I don't know.
Tong, 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 tong.
You're ruining
Sorry.
the fucking video.
You just scared every single spirit.
You didn't even say Sahur after it. Let me see that.
It's gone. He'll be back later.
Man, this is crazy. Usually we have to go room by room and wait and...
So, there was just something there that I want to point out.
Later.
Man, this is crazy. Usually we have to...
You can see right here, real quick, if you watch, once I hit play, there's going to be something falling down here. Now, some people might chalk that up to spirit orbs. This, you can clearly tell, is just dust.
Go room by room.
So you saw it. It was right here. It's going down there. Anything that's going top to bottom, most likely dust. If you can get things that are going from side to side, dust tends not to go on a lateral plane. They go on a vertical plane. So that way, in case there are people who are watching who will be like, oh, did you see the thing in the master bedroom? It's dust.
Room and wait and wait and wait to see if we get any action, but just don't want to be ringing the boys constantly and pull them out of what they're doing. Whoa, what the was that? A huge bump? What the was that? Surely that wasn't just me. Where was that coming from? As you guys may or may not know, 3 knocks are usually considered to be demonic activity because when the demons or spirits use 3 knocks, it's supposed to be a mockery of the Holy Trinity. And we just heard 3 huge knocks in the front lounge. It could be somewhere from downstairs, but I could hear it loud enough in the front lounge.
Okay, so Thomas Jr.
So yeah, that is a thing. 3 knocks. I don't know why I'm constantly being able to pause during flashes. This is the second time it's happened. Which is weird that it's happened twice, but 3 knocks, it is said, is to be a mockery of the Holy Trinity, the Father, the Son, and the Holy Ghost. As to where that originally came about, I'm not 100% certain. Actually, I'm going to look it up. I'm going to see if I can find it. Let's see if we can find this. Let's do a deeper dive. Okay, so after looking into it, I cannot find any definitive proof as to where the 3 knocks, meaning it's a mockery of the Holy Trinity, originates from. I did, however, see that it comes from a lot of different religious and spiritual practices in which 3 knocks doesn't necessarily mean just a demon. It could mean that just a spirit is trying to communicate with you. Hey, you're trying to get attention to someone, 1, 2, 3. That's kind of not like a natural, like wood's not just going to go as it's settling. You might hear that's a thing. It could mean that someone is supposedly about to die, or it means that a spirit is trying to tell you that something bad may be happening. So again, most of the time, most people are going to associate it with a mocking of the Holy Trinity, because ghosts and demons and possession tend to feature heavily in Catholicism and Christianity, even though there are demons in all types of religions. Most of the time, you're going to see it as a mockery of the Holy Trinity. But again, I could not find any definitive source as to why it means that it is a mockery or where it came from, that's what it means.
Died when he was 17 months old from the scarlet fever. When we first came up here during the day to kind of get an idea of the layout of the land, I was standing here, I was about to grab a picture of this room because I was drawn to it. It looks so creepy. There's some like real weird energy coming from in here and I don't know what it is, but the tour guide told us that no one's actually been in this room yet. We're actually going to be the first people to investigate this, according to him, ever. They said they would allow us to do it. They've always been iffy because it's a 17-month-old kid. Tommy, Hey there, dude. We're gonna come in here just super quick and have a chat with you, buddy. I'm gonna shift some of this stuff over just so that we don't like...
I find it interesting that they're saying that they're the first ones in there, because I swore that I've seen other people investigate in this room. I may be mistaken, but I do find that I wonder if maybe that might have just been something that the tour guide was like, yeah, we tend not to let people do this, because it's, that, like, just kind of try to hype them up a bit. But again, I don't know. I might be mistaken on that. I'd have to go watching a whole bunch of paranormal stuff about this, which I'll be honest, I would probably do anyways in my spare time, but not in the middle of a recording.
Step on anything important. That doll is so scary.
Yeah, it is a creepy doll, dude.
That doll is freaky. So the kid Tommy died of the scarlet fever. That's not a quick death. That's an agonizing death, which brings us to our main point that we're trying to figure out today. We've got Tommy dying from scarlet fever. We've got Violet Eloise dying from heartache, shot herself in the chest, went wrong. She was alive for another 30 to 45 minutes, suffering. We've got another one of the Whaleys died in the dining room downstairs after accidentally ingesting poison, so another slow, agonizing death. So all of these deaths have been happening to the Whaleys ever since Thomas bought the property. The question we're trying to ask is the fact that Thomas bought this property after watching the death of Yankee Jim, slow hanging death, did Yankee Jim curse the Whaleys and so they all had the same type of agonizing slow death that he had?
It could be that. It could be the fact that he bought the house and then built it on a place where people have died, and that is what caused the curse. Not just Yankee Jim's death, but multiple people have been hung there. This was a gallows. It was a permanent gallows. They didn't just erect it for one guy and then call it good. It could be because this might have some sort of spiritual significance to the native tribes that are in the area, right? They might have had something there in this area, could be something along the lines to do with that. It could be all three put together. It could very well be. It could also just be people moving from New York to California, losing a baby to scarlet fever, losing another loved one to accidental poisoning. It's going to all lay on your mind very heavily.
Question.
I feel like it's far more than a coincidence.
It is. And even outside of the people that we just gave as examples in the Whaley family, almost every single person in the Whaley family, including people we didn't bring up, also died somewhat slow deaths, prolonged deaths. There's only, I think, 2 people out of the entire family tree that died just what you would call a normal death. And I think that him building that archway in pure mockery of the gallows that were here, because I feel like that's a super tasteless thing to do.
Yeah, that's completely unnecessary.
And he did that just because the gallows were there, so that probably when he was having dinner parties, he could be like, and this is where the gallows were.
This is where I watched
says
that
the rich
one
guy. Says the.
I also have never heard that that's why the arch was put there. Gallows typically aren't an archway. They're usually a square, so up, down, or up, over, down, sorry, and right here they would hang the ropes or the noose to hang people. Not really an archway type situation, but, I feel like he could have just been like, yeah, this doorway is actually where, the gallows were originally standing. I've never heard this. Maybe it's something that, like, the tour guides have brought up to them when they were doing the tour. It might very well be the tour guides trying to hype up their tour instead of just being like, so this is the Whaley House. We need more stuff to keep people interested during this tour.
The rich guy in town, I'm wondering if Yankee Jim cursed the family. That's what we're trying to figure out tonight, including wherever else the night leads us.
So we're gonna, split off just a little bit. I want to continue in here. I always feel drawn to, ever since I became a dad, I feel like all these investigations, the energy of babies or children, I feel more I guess, in tune with, because I'm raising one right now. I don't know if it even works this way, but I wonder if they'd be more drawn to me than the rest of the boys.
I feel like they would. You're more drawn to spaces like this.
Yeah.
I feel like you're more like in tune and vulnerable to the energy that's here in a way that none of us can even understand.
So this is a 17-month-old dude.
Yeah.
They're
It's a little decent.
Whoa, that just went to red when I said that.
Paranormal investigations, they're so interesting. You can rely on equipment and stuff like that, but as much as you might not think it, us and the boys were healthy skeptics. And you've seen us on the channel at times before debunk ourselves and our own equipment. But there's some things I truly believe can't be explained with electromagnetic shit, and that's the emotional level, you know? Something crosses that barrier into your brain and makes you feel a certain way, and there's
Could also be the power of suggestion. You go in to be like, hey, this is the room where a baby died of scarlet fever, a very painful, agonizing death. This is where a young daughter committed suicide. This is where the father hung himself. You know, you're going to hear these things and your brain is going to immediately start to not necessarily think on it or focus on it, but it's going to have that in the back of your mind where it's like, hey, this is kind of a sad fucking place. That's why anytime I hear someone say that they are, you know, a quote psychic medium, I always check to see if the place that they're investigating and they're coming up with all these claims, have they been to this place before? Have they studied this place? Because they're putting the power of suggestion now into both your mind and their mind. So could it be that? Absolutely. Could this place be very haunted with all these people? Absolutely. And sometimes, like I said, you do need to have, you need to recognize what your body is going through and what your body is feeling to kind of be able to figure this stuff out. But yes, it could also just be, he's a dad. And, before I was a dad, I didn't really give a shit about, kids and like what they were going through, right? Like, yeah, like there were certain things like, yeah, I would be like, yo, that's really fucked up. But like, it didn't affect me. Now that I'm a dad, I look at all this shit and I'm like, wow, that was a shitty fucking thing for me to think back then. Like, they're just kids, right? But again, that's because I'm a dad now.
some shit here that you can feel it. It's a hard thing to explain over video. You walk into a room in one of these places, you can tell when there's nothing going on, and you can tell when something is going on. The air gets thick. It feels hard to breathe in a way. It's almost like a smell, but a smell you can feel.
Whoa, it's just me or is the room moving?
I feel like I could pass out at like any second in here.
Should we leave you to it?
Bro, but I feel it like maxing. I haven't gotten like goosebumps all night. I just felt like
The chickens can...
a very strong presence in here.
We'll leave you to it. Good luck, brother.
All right. Should I close the door in here?
Yeah, I think so.
Oh, that's a yes.
That's a yes. Sounds like.
Did it just go off?
Yeah, twice.
Oh my God.
Goodbye, friend.
All right.
This room is you look like you're gonna cry.
I'm not gonna cry. No, my eyes are just really red.
Yeah.
I wonder why.
So this is something that Josh really wanted us to include in every investigation throughout the trip.
Yeah, something new that we have never done before.
So basically we're gonna pick specific spots to put powder on the ground to see if anyone steps in it at the end of the night, or if it's all gone,
If the wind blows it away.
or something.
Could you imagine, dude? Like,
A foot, dude? An actual footprint. So one of the main places that stood out to me is in front of Violet's room,
yeah.
because she's known to, when people come up here, to hide in her room. Especially, she spent about 2 years straight in her room before her first suicide attempt. I'm just gonna sprinkle this shit, just like that, in front of her door.
Now again, I really think that this is just kind of a waste of time. In my personal opinion, if you decide to do this, please make sure it is fully swept up. Sweep it up, then take like a wet rag, run it over there to get up all that stuff. Again, this is a historical location. Like, be polite to it.
Think that's enough? And do you think there's anywhere else that we should go?
Yeah.
So you can even see, just from my foot being there, there's like...
Yeah, cover that
so
up
if
though.
there's...
In case we forget, cover this shit up.
Oh.
That's a bit too much, but you know.
And we'll make sure to clean it up at the end of the night.
Another thing to remember too, when you're doing stuff like talcum powder, any type of powders, oils from your hand or gunk on your shoes are going to pick up in that powder just by you spraying it on there, right? It's going to absorb that oil, and you're going to see things like handprints, thumbprints, footprints. That's how they test for, fingerprints when they're looking for, fingerprints on weapons and stuff like that. They put a powder down, and that powder can then pick up the oils and stuff like that. It'll show you where it is. Why isn't it playing?
A new toy that we haven't shown on the channel yet. It's a motion sensing light that's yes or no. I was trying to think about how to communicate with a 17-month-old kid who maybe doesn't know how to speak full sentences or big words yet. So I thought, what's the best way to communicate with a kid? Flashy lights. So if I come from the right-hand side, if I come from the left side, the stronger the light gets, the closer whatever it is that's interacting with it is. And we'll start with like basic yes or no questions and see what we get from it, yeah? Right, if someone is in this room, can you please interact with the light in the center of the room? The EVP turned off.
So I'm wondering if that could be the battery died or if the actual power button got switched. In regards to this triangle with the red and green lights, 17-month-old baby, like I said, like I'm a father, my kid's 10 now, so it's been a while since he was that young. That's almost a year and a half, roughly about a year and a half. It might be able to tell you yes or no as to whether or not it knows its colors are red and green. Again, I don't really remember. Could very well be that it does. So I'm interested to see if they get any actual evidence and footage of this.
These are fresh batteries, right?
Yeah.
It just turned off completely.
Can you turn it back on?
Let's see. You can.
Why did it? So it just turned off.
Yeah, it was
How much battery does it say it's got?
1 bar. There's also a red light.
So that is another thing too. It is said that spirits are able to drain the batteries of different devices, whether that is a voice recorder, camera, microphone, stuff like that. Anything that has batteries that gives off power and an electrical charge. Again, EMF, electromagnetic fields. They can absorb that to try to manifest or to give you some sort of evidence. So some people believe that if you go in with brand new batteries and they just suddenly drain, that is a sign that a spirit is nearby. As to whether or not there's an actual scientific explanation for that, I don't know. I'm not an electromagnetic engineer. I'm not an engineer of any type. So I don't know if there's some scientific explanation behind it all. I'm sure there could be. It could also just be these are fresh batteries and this thing takes a lot of juice to power. I don't know.
Over by the doll behind me. If there's anyone in that corner, can you make that light go off?
You walk into a room in one of these places, the air gets thick. It feels hard to breathe in a way.
I feel like I can't breathe in here, man.
It's very hard, hey?
Holy I haven't felt like this all night. Okay.
That makes me wonder, is coughing one of the symptoms of scarlet fever? I'm sure it is. Fever, sore throat, difficulty in swallowing, enlarged glands in the neck, lymph nodes that are tender to the touch, nausea or vomiting, belly pain or abdominal pain, headache, and body aches. So nothing to do with coughing, although the difficulty swallowing, if you were breathing Even through the nose, through the mouth, your air is going down your esophagus. It could be he's having trouble swallowing. It could just be dust in the air is giving him like a dry throat, a tickle in his throat. Yeah, so interesting. It could be something. It could also just be dry throat. It happens to me.
I'll increase the range.
Is it calibrating? Calibrating?
Yeah, it's calibrating right now. Oh, it's not working.
So first the Zoom thing and now this.
Yeah, now this thing stops working.
Now it's beeping.
The equipment just decided to shit itself in here. It's malfunctioning.
It was literally just working.
It was working just fine. I feel like something's messing with things here. So we're gonna resort to good old...
And if it is a 17-month-old, what are babies most known for doing? Being curious and playing with things. If there is a 17-month-old spirit in this room here, it could have drained the energy from all of their devices to try and play with those devices and be like, ooh, what is this? I want this triangle. It looks like a block. It probably thinks, hey, this is a block. I can use this to build things with. It could very well be something like that. It could also just be mechanical malfunctions because technology is dumb.
Spirit box. All right. I feel like we haven't gotten anywhere here. You've been drawing us to this room. Is this Violet Eloise Whaley? Yeah. Okay, I'm gonna be very clear, Violet. If you wouldn't mind just answering, is Yankee Jim cursing this house?
Okay, there was a slight little cry. Again, I have said in all of my videos that I do have a bit of a love-hate relationship with the spirit box because, again, it does cycle through every single radio frequency that there is, and some of them are just going to be the same radio station playing over multiple frequencies. It's just the one that they say, hey, this is, Billy and Ted on 105.5, right? That's just the strongest radio signal of it. But they could also have 105.4 and 105.6 and all those other things. So you do have to get very credible answers, and they do have to be quick answers. It can't be like, hey, is Jessica in the room with us? And then like 20 seconds later, right as you're about to answer another question, you hear, maybe. It needs to be quick, right? Like, so that, asking if Yankee Jim is there, they get a yeah pretty straight away. You just heard a baby cry. Could that be the cry of, the 17-month-old? Possibly yes.
Yeah.
What was that?
It's like a cry.
See a kid crying.
Maybe.
Is that a yes?
Yep. You hear that?
Yep. I have one more question.
So again, see, for me, that was too long. Was that a yes? And then, he's messing with some stuff, and then you hear, yep. That was a bit too long.
Jim, thank you for confirming. Is there an afterlife? Living in it?
You're living in it.
That's a pretty good answer. Also coming out hot with the big burning questions right there. Hey, is there an afterlife? If this is an us situation, maybe we're the ghosts to them and they're ghosts to us. Or maybe we're ghosts to somebody else and nobody really knows. But you're living in it. That's a pretty interesting answer to, is there an afterlife? I think a lot of people would say that we're living through hell right now. That's just me.
You're living in it. You said you're living in it. Oh, I just got chills, man. What does that mean?
That's so cryptic.
Whoa, hold up. I was not expecting. Hold on. I was expecting like, oh yeah, yes or no or.
I did also just notice too that he's got his headphones wired in directly to the voice recorder here, or the EVP detector, as they called it. That is a pretty good tactic you can do, so that way you can actually hear in real time what this is picking up. But again, not something that's absolutely necessary for you to find credible evidence. You can go through with just a regular voice recorder and then play it back later and see if you hear anything. But this is a good thing to do, a good technique to have if you can do such things, if you can afford it.
Inconclusive, just nothing. I was expecting nothing. I didn't expect you're living in it.
They're messing with you.
That's weird.
I have a special treat. I have dog treats with peanut butter and banana. And let me tell you why I have dog treats. This is a trigger item technically, right?
Yes.
And that is because we got told a tale of 3 dogs that lived in this house. The Whaleys loved their animals. And one of the favorite dogs that they had.
This is all new to me. I've seen videos of people investigating this place. I've never once heard them mention spectral dogs. So I'm curious to know where their source is, but I find that very interesting. Also, there are some people who say that animals cannot be ghosts, that they can't haunt a place. Those are different types of spirits, like hellhounds or grims or other things that are just taking shape of animals. So it's pretty interesting that he's got dog treats to try to, trigger the ghost of these dogs.
Had in the family was Chubby the pug. Now the reason why I know personally that
worst dog. Pugs, Chihuahuas, pugs especially. Listen, I don't want to get super political in this video, but pugs need to stop. People need to stop being like, oh, their squished face is so adorable, because you're actively harming the dog, okay? Regular pugs, when their faces aren't all squished in and they don't have breathing issues, look adorable. They look fine. But you people who are out there being like, I need a purebred who's got a face that's as flat as a window pane, you're actively harming these dogs. They're living terrible fucking lives. No matter how much you might like to think like, oh, my dog's pampered, he's great. He's living a horrible life. He can't breathe.
Chubby the pug was the favorite dog is because there's a portrait here with 3 pugs in it.
See, that's what they used to look like. They used to look just like that, and now they've got flat faces.
Well, I'm assuming that he was the favorite. The tour guide said that some people have felt the presence of an animal running through here in little pitter patters. So we bought these little dog treats that we're going to put around this table and see if Big Chubbs wants to come out. This part of the video it's getting a bit weird now, eh? Now we're trying to communicate with the dog. But it's a pug, bro, you know? Oh, they smell good.
I would never feed Chubb something I want to eat. Give me one of those.
Smell that shit. Peanut butter and banana.
It's not bad.
Don't eat dog food. Don't eat dog treats. What are these people doing?
They kind of taste like tiny teddies, so you want to try one?
Come here, Chubby.
God, I feel retarded doing this, but who knows? Okay, they also don't need to be using, words like that, but, whatever. I won't bring, any more stuff like, political stuff into this, but, they don't need to be using that language, but that's fine.
Milky would have ate all those already. She would have been bitch wouldn't have even let me chuck them on the floor yet.
Chubby.
I really hope a ghost pug pulls up.
Chubby. Chubby. Come here, Chubby.
Come here, Chubby. Come here, Chubby. Come here, Chubby.
Hang on. Did they keep an eye out on this area here? Did they just catch a light anomaly?
Chubby.
Right there.
Come here, Chubby.
You go back. You can see it real quick.
Come here, Chubby. Come here, Chubby.
And that's what I mean when I say it's going from side to side, because you could see if it was a light anomaly coming from the ceiling or falling down from here, it would go straight down. But this one quite literally goes over across the table towards him.
Come here, Chubby. Come here, Chubby. Come here, Chubby.
This part of the story that we're telling kind of seems fake, but
This is real lore.
this is real lore of the Whaley House. Oh, wait, does anyone have their phone on them? I know exactly the sound that's going to bring Chubby out. This sound effect is scientifically proven to make dogs go crazy.
Oh God. Oh, I hate that.
Could you imagine?
Someone's Ring camera going off?
Yeah.
So far, we've got yup.
That is another thing you need to be wary of too when you're investigating in a big group and people are doing different experiments to try to get spirits to show up. Is you're sometimes going to hear that and you're going to be very confused. But it's always a good idea to take note of it when it happens, so that way when you're going through doing the review of everything, you can be like, oh, okay. I'm going to do this, my stuff first, and then I'll do the review of the other guy's stuff, right? Like, I'm hearing a Ring camera, what the fuck is that? And then you find out, oh, it's because at the same time they were doing a Ring.
As a response to asking if Yankee Jim cursed the Whaleys. And also, we got "you're living in it" as a response to, is there an afterlife? I don't know what that means. I'm not going to pretend to know what that means. All I know is that some weird stuff happened in this room. Batteries died. These have lasted all night in previous investigations we've done. You guys have seen those investigations. This thing had been going off all night, and we saw it as well when it was on the bed. Now, I don't know what to make of this. It's like activity happens when we're not here, but now we're here. Nothing's really happened, but we got some answers to some questions. We're gonna keep rolling with it though. I don't want to mess with it because it's an original chair. This was owned by one of the Whaley ladies. Violet, I know we've been talking. Do you want us to go to a different room? Or is there any other spirit? Tommy, if you're in here, little dude.
So I didn't hear anything when they said they got an EVP capture. So I'm noting that.
Let's play some games, why don't we? Is this your horse? God, that is so scary. Look up at that thing.
That's real.
Whoa.
Holy shit. I don't know.
No way.
I told you.
Bro, that's going all the way up to red. Are you kidding? Well, the horse is going up to red.
It's like every toy, right?
Yeah? Not that one. Not this one. Yeah, it's red here. There's like...
That would have been where the baby slept. Probably played in his crib a little bit. Could be where he died. Could also just be the device acting up, because all the other devices have been acting up.
Electromagnetic frequency coming from this spot right here. It feels so weird in this corner. It's almost like this thing is watching us.
Yeah.
And it's messing with us. Do you want to say something to us? Did you hear that? Like it screamed? Can you see us?
That was probably just it cycling through to another station. Again, spirit boxes, they can be a little tricky. They can be a little misleading.
Looking for?
No way.
Are you watching me right now? Wait. It stopped and said wait. The spirit box doesn't stop.
It completely stopped.
Since we're communicating now, let me ask you something. Can you see my friends downstairs? If you can see them, can you interact with them? Man, this is the most annoying latch on any backpack I've done ever owned.
I think there was another thing there as well. Watch right here. There's going to be a real quick light anomaly.
Annoying latch on any backpack I've done ever owned.
See it? Right here in this doorway.
Man, this is the most annoying latch on any backpack I've done ever owned. I got too much.
So again, light anomalies could be spirits being picked up by the camera. We cannot see them because there's light everywhere, but the cameras can pick them up because they're filming in a different spectrum. So could that have been the spirit going down to interact? We now hear the REM pods going off. It could very well be. Could also just be matrixing on the camera.
Oh, the dog. Chubby. Finally. Finally. Chubby. Oh.
He's trying to get the treats.
Why is there an alarm going off?
It's not just this EMF is wigging the out, man.
What are y'all doing in here?
Dude, this REM pod's going nuts.
Wait.
What the
Let me tell y'all what happened. Y'all ready for this?
Yep.
Nope.
How many times has this died on us?
None.
0.
Fresh batteries every time, right, Dose? Turned off when I got in the room.
Really?
Yes, completely turned off. I came down to grab a fresh pack of batteries, went back upstairs, the Dorito's broken.
The Dorito's broken.
The Dorito is broken.
That has fresh batteries in too.
All right, you know how it's supposed to go green, yellow, red, violet? I showed it off to the camera at first, and now it doesn't work. I'm like turning the dial the way that it's supposed to. There's only one dial in the thing, completely broken. REM pods stopped going off as well.
Yeah.
We didn't get any activity with the REM pod anymore. Got on the spirit box, violet came through. So I just got straight up with her, and I was like, hey, I'm gonna ask you 2 questions. Did Yankee Jim curse the Whaley House and the family?
What'd she say?
Yup.
Yup.
Did you know it was violet because the word violet?
I asked if it was violet, she said yes.
Okay.
Correct? Or did we hear violet? I can't remember. We got confirmation that it was violet. Then I said, second question, is there an afterlife? She said, you're living in it. The you mean?
Oh, I just got chills. That's the worst.
Now, I will say some people will say that with the spirit box, it has to be the voice of the actual person that's coming through. So you're living in it came through from a man, not a woman voice, or whatever a stereotypical woman voice might be. It definitely came through more of like a manly, masculine voice. I don't know how this person sounded like when she was alive. She could have been like an Emma Stone situation where she has a deep voice. But they do say that, the person who's responding to you has to be in that tone or in that voice. So it could have been Yankee Jim messing with them. Or it could have just been the radio picking up in it's all a coincidence.
First answer.
That's what I said. She heard it, I heard it. It's on the spirit box. My microphone hopefully still recording.
Literally full. Dude, I have like continuous full body chills right now. Don't you f***ing tell me
Everything
we're
went completely dead afterwards. Couldn't get anything else?
I hate that answer.
It's also very crazy that you've been mentioning that your shit has been f***ing up too, because our stuff has also been wigging out real bad.
And it's funny, as soon as you walked in the room,
It stopped.
it stopped. And now it's all better, by the way. The very second you crossed that threshold, all of the equipment started working again.
Back to normal.
I heard it going off until.
Yeah.
Wait, you're right.
It's fine now. Everything works how it should.
About how long before I came down here did your shit start wigging out?
Literally about a minute.
I'm no more than that.
Oh no, like it f***ed up for about 5 minutes, dude, and then you started walking down the stairs and it
Alana,
fixed.
the EMF was dead until I stood up and I went to the real creepy doll in the corner. Red.
Nuh-uh.
Red over the crib.
No way.
Red over the crib. Got the spirit box back out. Then I said, can you see me? And it said, looking for. Then I said, if you can see my friends, Can you please interact with them? And that was
No way.
very shortly before I came downstairs.
Yeah, it was like directly.
No way.
Okay, so right there too, we just saw a bug. And I want to point that out because that way, if there are people who have been typing in the comments saying like, oh, those light anomalies, clearly just insects, you can actually see what an insect looks like.
Way.
Very
It flies
shortly
around.
before I came downstairs.
Yeah, it was like directly.
No way.
You can actually, if I could pause a little bit, I don't know how to drag so that way we can watch at the same time, but you can actually see the wings flapping. So bugs do definitely show up on video as bugs.
Right over the crib, got the spirit box back out. Then I said, can you see me? And it said, looking for, please interact with them. And that was
No way.
very shortly before I came downstairs.
Yeah, it was like directly.
No way.
And I looked at the camera and I said, I wonder if something will happen downstairs when I
No
said this.
way. Nothing had happened until you said
That's
that.
right. It's very strange.
And you can see them, it's a moth floating around, which could be the devil. According to that video of Sam and Colby that I reacted to where they were at Pendle Hill and they dealt with a lady who summoned the devil. And she said that the moth symbolizes the devil for her. Could also just be a bug. But maybe it's the devil.
You mentioned that, dude, because we sat here for about half an hour and nothing
Editor,
happened.
if that shit lines up,
That is f***ing insane. Because not one thing happened upstairs or down here until you said that. And Eddie, I mean, not even one blip on this EMF reader.
Nothing, bro. We were sitting down here.
It didn't go to 2 one time.
Dude, we weren't doing all down here, and then boom, this thing just out of nowhere going nuts.
maybe we have to stay together then.
Oh, what was this? Is that the bedroom? No way. The bedroom hasn't gone off once.
I really want someone to fucking walk past that step, dude.
Oh,
If
yeah.
that fucking step goes wee, then I'm gonna go. Whoop. What are you gonna do? You're gonna go. I'm gonna go. Whoa.
If I could.
I want to go back to the bedroom because it sounds like a dog.
Oh, what was this? Is that the bedroom?
Do you hear that? Bow.
Oh, what was this? Is that the bedroom?
There's also a light anomaly that you can see right here, right underneath where my face is. Thankfully, it's right underneath where his camera is. We can see a light anomaly.
Oh,
Watch right
what was
here.
this? Is that the bedroom? No way. The bedroom hasn't gone off once.
I really want someone. I'm gonna go. Whoop. What are you gonna do? You're gonna go. I'm gonna go. Whoa.
If I could fucking figure out.
That might have been the sound we just heard. It might have been him going, what? And this is happening at the same exact time that he was looking at the room. So I think I just debunked myself of them. I don't know if you would consider this them debunking themselves. But maybe I just debunked myself. And that's how we know that you're doing a good job, is you can debunk things.
Out how to turn that big light off in the theater.
You want to go look again?
Yes, I kind of do. Because I would love to turn that off as well.
Let's see. Damn, nothing on the baby powder.
Yeah, nothing. It's fun though. It's a cool idea.
So this is this. It goes up here.
It's gotta be
So because it's plugged into the ceiling, it has to be on a switch.
What in the f was that?
Did you hear that?
Yes. What was that?
It has to be on a switch. It has to be on a switch.
So it was happening at the same time that they were moving. That's my issue with it. It does sound like there's multiple footsteps happening in there, so you could make a claim that it is the sounds of spirits stepping, but it could also just have been the way that they were shuffling around and stepping.
That was crazy.
That was loud as f. It sounded like it came from the child's room.
Yeah, or in the doorway. It was just somewhere over there. What?
145, timestamp that.
What the
Bro, we heard the craziest noise. I was recording on the Handycam.
What'd you get?
We were like, should we turn off the light? Maybe they'll like that. And then we just
saw you in here.
We just heard like a.
It's currently about to hit 2 o'clock in the morning. We've got 1 more hour into witching hour. Things have slowed right down. Eddie's had some very interesting
Witching hour is 3 a.m. It is when people believe that the veil between the afterlife and the material plane is at its thinnest or its closest, depending on how you want to, vision it. My brain just stopped. How you want to vision it, it could be, two separate worlds coming together, or it could be like an actual like veil where it's just getting thinner, and it's supposedly easier for spirits to communicate with you. It could also be a reference. 3 a.m. is the polar opposite of when Christ supposedly finally passed on the cross, which was 3 p.m. So 12 hours later, it's like a mockery, the inverse, whatever you want to call it.
communications. There's been some sounds that the boys are clearly freaked out. After a couple hours, we like to kind of readjust where we've placed our instruments and kind of recalibrate them. So we're kind of doing a readjustment now. We've deployed a bunch more equipment. We've got the EMF rope in the hallway. So what this will do is hopefully it'll light up if something moves down the hallway. We've got a REM pod. You can see that right in the middle of the archway. Now that pretty much makes a proximity field, and anything that enters it, it'll go off, and it's very consistent and very reliable. This one should be interesting.
There are light anomalies, and I don't know if they are just not acknowledging them because they're not a definitive proof of the paranormal, or if they're not acknowledging them because whomever's doing the review didn't catch it. I'm very curious as to what their thoughts are on light anomalies coming through. It's very interesting, because I typically will look at light anomalies specifically as a sign that something could be happening.
All right, first thing I want to do is replicate the knocking. Josh heard 3 knocks. Means it mocks the Holy Trinity. Typically a demonic thing. However, it doesn't make sense, like you mentioned, for the house to have a demon in the house, because the spirits that are known to be here are just people who passed. If there's anyone here, I want to try and communicate with you by knocking. We heard knocking earlier. So if you'd like to imitate what I'm doing, please feel free to do it. I'm gonna try one last one. I'm gonna knock.
A light little crackle. I think I would chalk that up to the house settling, or to the mic just getting a little bit of static interference. I wouldn't really chalk that up to like an actual EVP.
Knock 3 times, just like you did earlier.
Maybe someone else try?
Sure.
Something knocked. Yeah. 3 times back.
It was slow. It was slow?
No.
Thank you for communicating. I want to see what happens if I do it again. Just one more time.
It was very slow though. Did you hear that,
Dude, I
Dodge?
do not feel good right now, bro. I fucking do not feel good right now.
Your turn.
What the f?
Heard the creak, heard the little ant. Now, I know I did have my eyes open for that, so it could have just been, again, the power of suggestion, me seeing that. The reason why I did that is because there's so many of them, I wanted to keep an eye on as many as I could to see if there was any movement happening amongst them. I realized that kind of halfway through the last one, like, I couldn't really tell how still they were being. Another issue with EVPs, you do also have to remember that they are in a public space. This is a museum that you can come to. There's probably going to be people walking around. It is San Diego, pretty populous city, right? There's probably going to be people out there who are making noise, who are laughing. I would hope that the guy in the trailer would be able to pick up on that and be like, hey, people are, laughing outside, they're yelling outside. But again, who knows? This is also, they're doing ghost hunts, they are trying to find evidence, but this is also all entertainment, and they are trying to, create a show.
What was that?
Did you hear a groan?
Yeah.
It sounded like a dog weeping or something.
It was like, Violet, if that's you coming out of your room over there, could you join us in the theater again? We were talking to you before. We'd love to talk to you again.
Do we want to use the spirit box?
Yes. I have to touch this piano though, because the guy told me not to, but then he told me I could briefly, so I just have to get it out of my system just for a second.
They'd probably be attracted to the music.
Whoa.
Now, one issue you do want to be careful of when you're doing stuff like this could be used as a trigger to try to get, entities to show themselves if they loved the piano, if they loved music, dancing, anything like that. The other issue is it's going to drown out any and all sound coming from that room that is not that piano, and sometimes from the rest of the house too, depending on how the acoustics are. All you'll hear is the piano playing, and that will be over anything else that might be happening. So it's kind of, you gotta weigh the risks to the benefits, right? So, if you can use this as a trigger item to try to get entities or spirits to come in, great. But you do also have to, take that with the remembrance that you will not be able to use any other type of audio because you won't be able to hear it, at least for the duration that that's playing, of course.
If any of the Whaley family or Tanner would like to join us in the theater upstairs, we would love to communicate with you and ask you some questions about your life and things that have happened.
Whoa.
The was that?
Yeah. Crazy footstep out there.
I fucking heard
like,
that
oh,
as well.
That was right there.
Yeah.
I was trying to call you earlier, but Discord is very gay. For the first time in a long time, the moment that Juicy started playing the piano.
Okay, the person who left me a comment telling me to write to them did say that they weren't always, PC, if you want to call it that. So again, I don't support people saying stuff like that. If you guys want to argue about it in the comments, that's engagement for me. But I personally do not support people talking like this. Is Discord stupid? Yes. I don't think Discord is a man who likes men. Does that make sense?
I know a REM pod in the kids' room went off.
Not a moment longer.
Really?
Yeah.
Try it again.
Yeah. You want to keep an eye on it?
Yeah.
Oops.
Okay, so they definitely just acknowledged a little light anomaly there, right? That's what I saw, that little red arrow.
Oops.
And that was a fast one too. That was real quick. So pay attention to this side of the screen here if you're having trouble seeing it, right?
Oops.
So they acknowledged that one. So that means that they acknowledge light anomalies. So I'm wondering if they saw any of the other light anomalies.
Nothing. Maybe you woke her up, she got out of bed. I'll let you know if I see anything else.
All right, thanks, man.
Maybe I just woke up the baby.
Maybe you did.
Makes sense. The piano's right against the wall as well. Sorry, please feel free to communicate with us now. Are you there, Violet?
Yeah.
Would anyone like to talk to us?
I do. That was a woman whispering, I do.
That was such a whisper.
Yeah. It was very quaint.
Hi.
Oh, I didn't even.
Holy shit.
Can we confirm that this is Violet? Is this you? Or is this Anna, the mom?
Who wants to speak to us?
Me. Wait, maybe it's been responding to you.
Yeah.
Can you try really hard to speak as clear as possible and tell us your name? Do you mind stepping into this room, please, so we can hear you clearer?
Is the cross bothering you?
Broken?
Broken trust.
Violet talking about George T, perhaps.
Yeah.
But
Violet, we brought some.
So that is another issue that you do have with people doing the spirit boxes. They will hear words that correlate to some of the supposed rumors of hauntings and stuff like that, and they kind of automatically apply it to that. So I will say that causation does not always equal correlation, or reverse, however it's said properly. So it's not... If it were paranormal, that would not be an intelligent response. It would just kind of be like randomly stated. So it'd be difficult to say that it is an actual ghost.
Items in one of our bags. Oh, I just got a crazy cold chill.
Really?
Right on my arm. Where's the air? Hold up. Pause.
There's no air.
Where is the air coming from?
There's none.
There's none. There's no air.
Put your hand by my arm. Do you feel it cold?
Yeah. Wait, yeah, I felt it. Right there.
It's super cold.
Yeah. Yeah, I can actually
It's
feel
like
it.
a really cold pocket right here, bro.
What the f? It's a little colder.
There is something cold blowing right at me right here, and you can't feel it anywhere else but right here. Is someone touching me? It's gone.
It's gone?
Do you not like the cross my friend is holding?
Yep.
It was a yip, wasn't it?
Very Australian.
It was a very Australian yip. It even had the accent and everything as well, which the dude who got hung, whose name I've already forgotten, Jamie, was that it? Was Australian. It was from Australia. Maybe he doesn't like the cross because... What would the Australians be? It's a Celtic cross, I think. They were Catholics. So maybe he's Protestant. He just really doesn't like Catholics.
Yep.
Oh, you know who else was Australian?
Yeah. Yankee.
Yankee Jim. Give us a clear sign and we'll remove.
Yankee Jim. That's what his name was. It wasn't Jamie. I don't know where I got Jamie from, I'll be honest with you.
The cross from the room. Downstairs.
Downstairs?
You want us to go downstairs? Say it one more time.
Do you want us to go downstairs?
I think so. It wants us to go downstairs.
Go down?
I heard go down.
Okay, we're gonna come downstairs. If you want to follow us down.
The arch.
That arch. He literally just said that arch. Yep.
That arch.
I heard that so clearly.
That was clear as day.
First it says downstairs, then it says the arch.
Bro, no way.
And I'm pretty sure a very Australian yep.
That was a very good, or a very strange thing to hear over the radio. I don't know what stations would be talking about an archway. So who knows? Maybe that is actually a spirit coming through and speaking to them.
Yep. Downstairs, the arch.
I feel like that's pretty clear. Damn. He wants him to go to the arch. Hopefully an instrument goes up down there.
We are coming downstairs to the arch. For the first time in boys' history, right at 3 a.m., we are going to be conducting an experiment on you, little guy. It is the Gansfield experiment, something that I have personal experience with, and you can hear about it in members. And the idea of it is to force hallucinations by basically overwhelming and blanking at the same time all of your perception.
You know how we've done Estes methods before where we do sort of sensory deprivation with the spirit box in order for the person who's being blindfolded to be able to concentrate on the things they're hearing, repeating it back to us. Same kind of concept, except this time we're going to try and force Mully to hallucinate, and his job is going to be to tell us what it is that he is hearing. We're also going to put noise-canceling headphones on him so that he can't hear us.
The headphones on him will...
This is very 1970s CIA LSD coded. Why you would want hallucinations when we know hallucinations are the brain playing tricks on us and making us believe something's there that's not there, while you are actively trying to make people believe that something is there when it might not be there. I personally don't understand. I'm also curious as to what the laser grid that they have is going to do in this, and where the science from this came from. But talking about the laser grid, that is another tool that you can get for paranormal investigating. It is useful in the aspect that you can put it down like a hallway or a doorway, and when something moves in front of it, the lights, of course, bulge and they sway and stuff like that, because that's how light works. If something gets in the way of like a laser, right, it comes closer and stuff like that. Not necessarily like an incredibly useful thing, but it's definitely something you can use if you want.
Also be playing a constant loud white noise so that all he sees is flat red. After we place these ping pong balls over his eyes, he will keep his eyes open. All you'll hear is like that. And you just gotta tell us what you see.
You also might have noticed that we have him directly under the arch, which used to be the gallows, and we also have some rope to see if we can trigger good old Yankee Jim to come.
Now that looks like some high quality rope. Not the type of rope that you would use for a proper noose. That would be more like the type of rope you would use for a hangman's or a cowboy's noose, which is much, much worse. But also, they're saying this is a scientific process, and like part of me wants to be like, it's definitely not, but I also know that there's just been stupid scientific processes that have yielded great results. Someone out there decided that they needed to point a laser at gold foil to see if light can penetrate solid objects, and it worked. So I mean, if you can get results, who am I to judge, aside from a person who does reactions on the internet?
I'm out.
You're gonna be fine.
I'm nervous, dude. What happens if I shit myself?
I mean, we'll be filming.
Kinda crazy.
This could get really weird. I hope you know this could get really, really weird.
The time is now 3:11, and we are putting Mully into the dreamscape.
Are you ready, Molly?
I'm shitting my pants.
Nah, you good, man.
Okay, we're pulling out all the stops. I don't want to leave anything to chance here, so let's put cat balls around, since Yankee Doodle here is known to be a poltergeist, moving things around.
Cat balls are toys. They are toys. They are cat toys. They light up when they move. And the issue with them is as they get older, their battery starts to degrade and they will just light up randomly. You need, if you're going to have it, you need them to physically move in order to it be like a definitive, this was in a sitting position and then it moved. Some type of outside force acted upon it.
What better way to see things move around than cat balls?
This is weird. This is very weird. This is a really, really weird thing to do to Molly. I've done a lot of weird shit to him. We've done a lot of weird shit to him, but this is a new level.
We're gonna give him a few minutes for things to settle in.
Josh must have a fucking weird angle.
Josh has got to have a crazy angle.
Well, that moved.
The cat ball just moved.
Yeah. Oh shit. Oh, the other one just went off. The other one went off. Look on each side of the arch, dude.
Well, yeah,
Only in between the arch.
Oh, that's the two cat balls between the arches.
All right, we should really hang them up to dry real quick. Look, it's going off again. Let's hang them up to dry. We invite any spirits, poltergeists, or otherwise, please, if you would like to inflict any imagery on our friend, he is going to be in a vulnerable state. Any spirits in the house, please also join us in the parlor. Anyone from the Whaley family? And I would especially like to invite Mr. Jim Robbins. Whoa. Did you see that? He just flinched.
You reckon he's got his eyes open?
Yeah, but it's hard to tell. Because your eyes being open and closed don't really seem that different. Whoa.
Bro,
Why is he moving like that?
why isn't he saying anything?
Bud?
Molly?
Some black dots.
Black dots.
Black dots.
I think he's just starting to enter.
Yankee Jim, feel free to show our friend here any images that you want us to learn about.
Try your best. If you're trying, try harder.
Wait, he's trying to say something.
Very strange.
Try as hard as you can. I don't think you're trying hard enough.
Show our friend a picture of your face. What do you look like?
Okay, so he's about to say that they look like they have green eyes. I want to bring up the twitching part of it. The human body will just randomly twitch. We just do. It could also be the first one might have been him like starting to drift. You know, it's late. It's 3 a.m. here. His body might be like, hey, we're going to start to fall asleep. We're laying down. We're getting comfy now. And the brain likes to do this weird thing where sometimes it doesn't know if it's falling asleep or if it's dying. So it will just send a jolt to like an arm or a leg and you'll twitch. That's why when you're sleeping at night, right, or you're like as you're about to fall asleep, suddenly your arm just goes, whoa, like that. It's because your brain is very, very susceptible to outside forces and thinking like, hey, I'm dying. Even though it knows, yeah, we're going to sleep. But part of your brain's like, well, what if we're dying? And the other part of your brain's just like, no, we're going to sleep. But it's like, well, what if we're dying? And the brain's like, all right, fine, jolt. That could have been the case. He could have just been getting, falling asleep, getting comfy. Could have just been his body just needed to twitch sometimes. Or, he's moving like that because his shoulder blade's starting to hurt or something. It could be 100 different outside factors leading into this.
Green eyes.
Green eyes.
What the f?
What the f?
Can we verify?
Did he say green?
He said green eyes. He saw green eyes.
Looking.
They might be above him right now. Keep showing him your face. Any distinguishing features?
That's f***ing weird, man.
It is one of those things where he's in there for an hour.
I did it for 45 minutes.
And then he comes out, he's like, oh, I felt like I was in there for 5
Yeah, I literally felt like when I did it, I was in there for like 3 minutes.
What?
Are they telling him something?
The letter A.
Letter A.
The letter A.
He saw the letter A.
The Scarlet A for adulterer. Violet's husband was said to be an adulterer, went off and cheated a bunch, then ran away. If I had to run this experiment, I think I would have to bring in people who don't know anything about this house. So that way we can, corroborate with a bunch of different subjects who don't know anything about the house to see what they're seeing and then paint a picture that way. Unfortunately, because there's paintings, there's photographs, there's news articles that they probably looked up while they were researching this place, they're going to have descriptions of these people. So, in order to actually get a definitive description, I personally would need someone who's never been in this place.
What the hell?
So the letter A, can you show him another letter?
Oh, he's gonna have a seizure.
Letter N, A-N.
You asked for another letter.
Anna. It's Anna, right?
Anna. What was that?
Something touched him.
Oh shit. Something.
There was also just what looked to be a bug that just flew away from them. Could have been the camera matrixing around the bug. Could very well have been a light anomaly. Again, they've referenced these two, but I've pointed out several so far in the video that I don't know if they've seen them or not. Or if they themselves were just like, nah, that's nothing. His reaction is pretty interesting, though.
Fucking touched him, dude.
Something just touched him.
Anna, or is that you trying to touch our friend?
An orb went into Mully, Josh said.
An orb.
What? Josh said an orb went into Mully? No shit. Oh.
Also, is his name Mully or Molly? Because I know Molly can be a boy's name if they're Irish, I believe. Or is his name Mully? Because a lot of them sound like they're from Australia or New Zealand.
This is stressful.
I don't know what to
This is
ask.
stressful.
I'm blown away.
I would also like to ask anyone who might be communicating through our friend or showing him things, if you can show him the item in my backpack at any point that I brought.
Molly doesn't know about the item in your backpack.
No, he does not.
I don't know what's in your backpack.
What is it?
I don't know either.
I can't say it. No.
He hasn't said it yet.
I can go out in the hallway and pull it out if you want to see it. Beads.
Beads.
Purple.
Wait, purple, violet is the color.
Wait. These are purple beads. Oh shit.
What?
Purple beads, the rope, it's all purple in the hall.
Oh my god, it is too.
What the
I didn't even clock that.
There are purple beads in the hallway.
I feel like I'm gonna pass out.
That's right, our friend is out there in the hallway with the purple beads. He's going to show you an object. Can you show it to our friend, what he pulls out?
If he says gun or pistol or flintlock, it's over, man. That would be crazy if he did it. I'm literally on the edge of my seat right now, waiting for him to say it.
Oh.
You recognize it, don't you?
Bro, I feel I'm about to start crying, man. This is weird.
This is probably the most intense thing we've ever done. I placed the item out by the purple beads in the hallway. I held it up. You probably saw it, so please show it to our friend. Wow. We really would like it if you could do that. That would be amazing.
Look at his hands.
Yeah, he's like fucking like flexing them.
Whoa, his feet are going like. His feet are like bending up.
What is he doing? Oh. What the is going on?
Why is he doing that?
Ooh, the rope just went off.
Yeah, the same time that went off, I seen someone move across there.
Across the what?
Are you,
Across that window.
baby?
There.
You saw someone move across the window?
Yeah. It's like a black figure.
Really?
Are you
The
checking?
same just before that went off.
Are you trying to see what's in the hallway?
Tell us what's in the hallway.
They're in the corner. Oh, dude.
What does that mean?
What the f does that mean?
This is really weird.
There are just certain sentences that you can say that are just inherently creepy. They're in the corner. They're watching you. They're behind you. Anytime, especially if it's vague, if it's just a there, 10 times creepier. Like, for instance, like, I mentioned earlier, like, kids might be able to have, you know, an easier way of viewing the paranormal or stuff like that. When my son was young, 4 years old maybe, he walked out of his room one night, you know, while he was sleeping. He woke up in the middle of the night, walked out. I was at my computer doing something, and he walks up to me. He goes, "Dad, they want to eat you." And I just look at him, and I'm like, "Who wants to eat me?" He just goes, "They said they're going to eat you." And then he turned around, walked back into his room, and went back to sleep. And I was baffled and terrified, because who's going into my kid's dreams and being like, "We're going to eat your dad. You need to tell him that we want to eat him." On the other hand, I was also flattered, because that means I'm a snack. But no, it was genuinely at that time, like, I look back on it and I laugh now, but at the time it was very creepy that he just walked out one night and he was like, "Dad, they want to eat you." And I'm just like, who wants to eat me, buddy? It was a little disturbing.
You guys, I don't know. Like, we have to keep going, but this feels so wrong.
Just looking at out a window.
Oh my god.
Wait.
In that window in the corner.
The window in the corner where you saw the fucking person.
Can you show him a number?
Shadows, man. At the fucking window, I'm telling you.
I saw a black figure go past the fucking window.
What?
Oh.
Did you hear that?
Oh man, I just got full chills.
What happened?
Right before you started.
That was definitely a little girl going, "Hi." Okay, that's creepy. I could do without the background music during that, but that's so creepy.
I talking, I heard a female.
I heard that.
Number 19.
I told him to show him a number.
You asked for a number.
Baby. Crying, baby.
A crying baby. Is that Tommy? Do you see Tommy?
Yeah.
Is Tommy there with you?
Please.
I feel like she's just
It almost sounds like he's starting to fall asleep.
so like hurt by her children dying.
Player.
He said the color blue is what he's seeing.
Yeah, like the moment you talked about her being sad, he started writhing and said blue.
Are you okay on the other side?
He's clenching his fist.
Yeah. Oh, whoa.
Violet told us we were living in the afterlife. What does that mean?
Baby. Crying.
What the man?
What the is going on right now?
I feel wrong doing this, bro.
He's clenching his left fist again.
Both of them, he clenched both.
Picture frames.
What the There's a picture there's two of them right there. He just turned his head there.
I put it on that table that he just looked at right there. Picture of the whole family.
Oh my god, I just get the craziest chills.
We're so sorry about everything that happened to you and your family.
You should know.
The light just went on out there. It's like they're living what they can see again. Like, I don't know. It's like they're telling us that they can see literally everything here. Can you show him a picture of my face?
Long hair.
No.
No.
White dress.
Long hair, white dress.
White dress.
Yeah.
What is it?
That's Violet.
Brown?
I am brown, dressed in white, with long hair.
Yeah. There's no f***ing way. There's no f***ing way. Eddie said show him my face and he said long hair and brown. That's my dog, long hair and brown.
Dog.
Oh my god.
He just said that's my dog and he said dog.
What's the
Are you f***ing kidding me? Are you absolutely kidding me right now, dude?
What the f is happening?
I can't believe this.
No, I am actually in disbelief right
Thank you for doing that.
You're doing a great job.
Dog.
You've proven yourself that you can do this.
Yep. Oh my god.
Literally everything that he said.
What is it you want to tell us? You chose to communicate with us.
The baby.
The baby.
Baby again? What the is going on?
What do you need us to know about the baby?
Are you wanting us to check on your baby?
Stairs.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
What is happening? She just showed him a picture of the stairs. And I want to remind the audience at home, he's not hearing words. Everything he's saying, he's seeing. He's describing pictures that he's seeing right now, not things he's hearing. So when he says baby, he was shown a baby.
If you want,
Okay, I do like that they reiterated that because I was thinking for a minute that he was hearing voices coming through. So it's interesting that it's all visual stuff that he's seeing through ping pong balls, apparently. Again, science can be weird sometimes, man.
I can go check on your baby. Is that something you want me to do? What the f?
That's 3 knocks.
That's...
No way. No, he doesn't do another one.
He knocked 3 times with his hand.
Nader, go check on the baby.
Yeah, I'll go check on your baby, okay?
I'm in shock. I don't know what the
You want me to go with you?
Yeah.
This is even more unexplainable than the Estes method.
This is extremely unexplainable compared to the Estes method.
Our friend's going upstairs now.
Oh, that's me.
Our friends are going up to check on your baby. Can you see them?
All right, we're here. We're checking in on you. Oh my God, bro. The moment I clicked on it, it's just staring at me.
We're sorry about what happened to your baby and all the tragedy that followed your family. No parent's child should die before them. That's terrible.
Whoa. Felt like someone just walked in the room, bro.
Was that noise just...
It was right there.
Are you f***ing serious?
It was right here.
Somebody stepped into the room just now.
Yeah, legit.
I heard that. That wasn't you shifting?
No, it was like on this thing here.
This is wrong.
Multiple flashing.
That's
Big circles.
Big circles.
That's insane.
Bridges.
Bridges that just flashed.
Bridges, Bridge of Sigh. The poem that Violet left in her suicide note. Did you check on the baby?
Yep.
All right, we checked on the baby. We're gonna pull our friend out of there now.
So before we pull him out, so there's a few questions that we should ask before we say anything. How long he thinks he was in there? Does he remember anything? And did you keep your eyes open? Because you can't really tell if your eyes are open when you're doing it.
Really?
That actually makes sense. So I have done sensory deprivation, which is a thing where they put you into a little pod that is filled with warm water and Epsom salts, so you quite literally float. You cannot sink at all, and it is in pitch black. You turn the lights off, it's pitch black, and there was a time where I was like, man, my face feels a little funny, and I couldn't figure out why. And then I was like, my eyes are definitely shut. You know what, just to be safe, I think I'll blink. And I had to physically do that to blink. My brain did not realize that my eyes were open the entire time. They were not blinking. They were just open because it's pitch black. There is no light. Your eyes cannot adjust to any light because there's no light coming in. Pitch black. So your brain physically cannot differentiate between the two, between total pitch darkness and your eyes being shut. So I would not be surprised at all if he thinks that his eyes are one or the other. He might think like, no, my eyes have been open the entire time and his eyes were actually shut. Or he might think like, oh, I thought my eyes were shut and they've actually been open the entire time.
Dude, you can't make this shit up.
What does it really look like?
Yeah, like why is
Yeah,
he saying
why is he saying really?
Signs.
signs?
It looks like signs.
Yeah, there you go.
Oh. Ow. What the happened?
Okay.
I swear I was asleep for all that.
So
I don't remember anything.
that was one of Professor Juicy's questions.
Wait.
How do you feel?
Tired, but awake.
You don't remember anything?
I remember seeing a baby.
That's it?
What did it look like? Sorry.
It was bald, and it flashed on my screen. Oh, I was about to say it flashed on my screen. Wait. Oh,
How long did it feel like?
like 3 minutes.
It felt very quick, like we just put you in and you fell asleep and you're out.
I don't know if I fell asleep at all, but it kept going black and bright and weird
Did you make an effort to keep your eyes open?
the whole time.
Your eyes were open the whole time?
Yeah, but it
It didn't feel like it though.
no, and that's why I can't tell if I went to sleep or not, because it was black.
Yeah. Dude.
And then it was real bright, dude.
What the
Dude, that shit is trippy.
Do you remember saying, whoa, something just touched me, and picking up your arms?
No.
Can I explain to you what happened when you said something touched me? Josh said he saw an orb enter you.
Really?
Dude, we're not even f***ing kidding.
Really?
Now, you want to take a guess how long you were actually in there for without looking at a clock?
It's got to be like 4 a.m., right?
You're exactly right.
You were in there for an hour.
An hour?
You were in there for 1 hour.
You guys been sitting here for an hour
Okay, so his name is Mully. Good to know. I don't know any of the other names. I think the guy with the notebook said his name was Juicy, but I don't know.
1 hour listening to you.
Yes.
60 minutes?
Because everything you were saying was...
The craziest thing I've ever heard in my life.
God, I'm having like a second wind, man. I'm like hyped up right
I
now.
want to tell you, bro, before we started this, I was about to fall asleep, man. I was so f***ing tired.
I feel sad.
Dude, no.
Yeah, I feel like I'm about to start crying, bro, but it wasn't even like a sad experience.
I know you say it wasn't. Okay, I know you said it wasn't a sad experience, but it was. You described initially a child, so we were thinking like you are Anna. The orb that flew into you was Anna.
I remember saying the word purple.
You said purple beads, and that's when I walked out into the hallway.
Look what's in the hallway.
The rope.
Yeah. So I walked out into the hallway, and you said purple beads.
I said purple beads as you walked
Yes.
out.
Yep.
Yes. It gets worse. It gets so much worse, Molly. So Dose saw a silhouette at the window and freaked out.
He saw a shadow pass by the window.
Yep. And you instantly said that there was a man in the window in the corner.
No way.
And you said looking through the window.
No way.
You literally said out loud looking through the window.
You said Shadow Man.
Yes. And you said Shadow Man while you were talking about the window
This is
stuff.
all just after I said I seen someone walking out there.
And this was back to back.
Okay, just so you know, that's impossible for me to know.
100%.
I couldn't hear nothing.
So you said the corner, looking through the window, in the window, shadows, and then we asked for a number, and you just went 19. And this is quick.
Instantly?
But pretty much. We didn't wait for like 5 minutes. You just said shit when we asked, pretty much.
This isn't like a bunch of mumbo jumbo in between.
Oh yeah, you didn't say random shit. You just, for the most part, I'd say you said a total of 10 things that were maybe random or we just didn't understand them.
I seen fish swimming, bro.
Yeah.
And it was at the bottom. I was about to say it was at the bottom of my screen again. I don't know what the I keep saying.
You started describing specifically babies crying.
And that was every time I would ask, what's the message you want to tell us? You would specifically say, baby crying. We were hearing noises coming from the baby's room upstairs.
Yeah, while you were saying this. So we were just talking about how we can't imagine how she would feel.
Did they actually hear stuff coming from upstairs during this? I thought they just went up there to check on the baby to like appease the spirit.
Basically, and how sad that is. And then you said blue, like you're feeling blue. And then you went straight back to...
Like melancholy.
Yeah.
Do you remember...
With you?
With me? I said, show him my face. Guess what you said next?
Yeah, I mean, this is instantly, by the way.
Yeah.
This is like within like 5 seconds you said this.
You said, long hair, white dress. This could be interpreted as white. And then you said, brown. He stands up and says,
I said
long
this-
hair and brown.
Yeah, this is my live reaction. No fucking way. No fucking way.
Really?
That's crazy because his hair's long and he's brown and that's my motherfucking dog.
Dog.
Who said dog?
You.
Me?
I'm saying.
Really?
Yeah. He said long hair brown, that's my dog. And you go, dog.
No way.
Yes.
No way.
You did.
No way. And we go, what?
Dude, do you see how I'm out? Do you see how I just asked you who said dog? And I'm f***ing out of it still, bro.
So one part that stands out to me that's really weird because how you said it.
Oh, this is f***ed up.
You towards the end started getting really weird. I think. You said like really concerned. I forgot where I live.
Yeah.
Really?
Do you remember that?
Nah.
You got really concerned and said,
I forgot
where I live. Yeah.
Yeah, how do you see that?
I was tripping balls, bro. Yeah. I don't remember saying.
So they definitely left that part out. So they definitely cut. I mean, he was under there for an hour almost. So they definitely cut a bunch of stuff out. But interesting that they're leaving that bit in, since they cut the original bit out.
Saying it, but I remember it was like I was laying in a field, bro, and the sun was in my eyes. You know how you can't. Yeah. That's what it felt like, and now it's real dark. That was weird.
Let's also recall the moment where you physically looked over to your left.
Oh, you hadn't looked over one time.
Doze was talking about how the entire Whaley family picture is on a frame.
I just put it there when we came into this room.
Yeah. And you physically turn over to your left and go.
Looked right there.
Frames.
There, it's right there. Grab it off the shelf.
Really? And then you looked back. Yeah. And you hadn't done that one time.
Do you know how I'm feeling right now? You know when you have a micro sleep and you have heaps of energy?
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's how I'm feeling.
I think we're going too far.
Yeah, there was a lot of moments where we're like, we felt like we need to pull you out, but we're like, but it just kept going.
Dude, I went on a f***ing 60-minute holiday, bro. I don't remember.
You know how we always joke? It's like, throw him 10 feet in the air, go on.
Yeah.
That was the throwing. That was the throwing 10 feet.
That was the line.
You know what's crazy is like too many coincidences.
They're not coincidences, brother.
But I don't think the audience can say that was fake, bro. Because how was I supposed to know? Those headphones were so loud, you guys could probably hear it.
Oh yeah, we could. We could hear it from over there, dude.
Your right hand, you went.
You knocked
3 times.
You physically knocked 3 times.
Okay, so they mention how could we say that it was faked? I recently learned through clips on from a podcast that I saw on TikTok that the show Viva La Bam from my childhood was scripted. That doesn't mean that everything was fake. They definitely did a lot of those stuff, but everything was planned. They had a physical script. I thought it was just him doing dumb shit, but no, it was like something that was like actually planned out ahead of time, which looking back on it makes logistical sense because some of the stuff that they did requires a lot of permissions to do. So, how can we say it's fake? We can say that it's not faked and that it's scripted. Maybe he knew questions that you guys were going to ask beforehand. You're not telling us this. Again, this is just me trying to answer his question. I'm not saying that's what they're doing. That could just be a way that people could say that it is faked.
At one point.
Yeah, should we check on
From out of nowhere.
Hello.
Was that as weird for you as it was for us?
Yeah, I was on the edge of my seat the whole time. I was not expecting that to work that well. It was like a visual Estes.
Josh, I literally can't believe what just transpired in this goddamn parlor, dude.
When Juice pulled the trigger item out, if you pulled the trigger item out, I was literally just gonna like get out the trailer and start running down the road. But you got pretty bloody close.
What trigger item?
Wow, these are terrifying.
King hell.
These look like CIA torture photos.
That is terrible.
This is the type of shit that gets declassified.
Molly, take a guess what the trigger item was.
Okay, so let's go back to some of these Polaroids. Again, all these are smudges, scratches from just people touching the film, people touching the actual cartridge and stuff like that this stuff is coming out of. Are they creepy looking? Absolutely. But this could just be because it just didn't get enough light to come in. I can't say that there's anything in these that scream paranormal evidence to me.
Type of shit that gets declassified.
Molly, take it.
Especially since most of them have scratches and smudges and stuff like that on them that you can kind of see all over the place here. It's a lot of it is just the way Polaroid film works, unfortunately.
Guess what the trigger item was?
It was a gun. Is it a gun?
Yeah.
I seen a gun.
What? What?
Can you show him the item in my backpack?
If he says gun or pistol, it's over, man.
Can you show it to our friend?
Wow.
Why didn't you say it?
Whoa, okay. What the f? What the f?
It was a gun when I was when my back was cramping, dude. I couldn't speak.
Shut the f up. Are you f***ing serious? You just said that no hesitation. You haven't been out of that room.
What's happening?
This has only been in my backpack and in the hallway, and the only person that knew about it was narrator.
It's hard to explain, man, but like that shit happens so fast and you forget what you previously said straight away.
You called the item instantly.
Yeah, you did.
There was no hesitation. There's a lot of shit that could be a trigger item.
That's the weirdest thing, man. That's the weirdest thing of the night.
It looks like he's done something wrong.
I'm freaking out, dude.
What the f? Oh my God, why didn't he say it? Why didn't he say it? God, if he said it, that would have been insane. God, I'm kind of glad he didn't say it in the moment because I would have smashed this place to pieces.
Josh is freaking out.
I'm freaking out.
I'm freaking out.
That was the craziest thing I've ever.
It is a pretty cool coincidence. Could have been context clues. Again, this could have been scripted ahead of time. I'm not saying it is, but it could have been. That's how they could be lying to us. But no, I think it could have just very well been, you know, a trigger item that can fit in a bag. Context clues being, you know, like what's going to be an item that he's going to bring. A type of gun.
Fucking experience.
I have a headache, man.
I can't believe you got out of it and said it's been 3 minutes. All I saw was a fish and a baby. All right, after what is probably the craziest experiment of our lives on the Boys Channel, it is reaching near sunup. I think it's time to go check on Josh and finally step out of the Whaley House after literally the craziest thing that's ever happened.
I mean, I don't really have any words.
I literally don't have words. I'm not gonna be able to sleep. I'm just gonna be thinking about this and staring at my gay little notebook.
And this is just the start of the trip, boys.
This is the first place.
We just got started, and I feel like we've unlocked something totally new.
Yes. Whatever happened here, whatever spirits or entities were here, just let you know, we invite you to come along with us. Because we got a lot of other places to go, but
Okay, but when
You're not used to hearing that.
Okay, but when you're done, you come back to your original spot and you don't follow us.
Yeah, after the trip of terror, then you come back.
But you're invited to follow us. Anyone in the house, please.
Don't do that. Do not invite any spirit whatsoever, no matter where you are, whether you think it's a good or a bad or a neutral spirit. Do not invite them to join you. It's simple. They belong where they are. Okay? It's like when you go out in the wilderness and you see a bunny. You don't try to catch the bunny and take the bunny home with you because the bunny already has a home and he's doing a job. The ghosts have a home and they're doing a job, which is to give the tour guide something to talk about besides being like, this is the Whaley House and this is where the man who did all the con stuff did stuff. They have a job. Let the Whaley people stay at the Whaley House. Let Jim, whatever his name was, stay there to continue to hunt. Don't try to tell them to come along with you.
Please feel free to follow us.
Not me, follow them.
Like, get in the van, attached to my fucking iPhone or something. I don't know.
I got protection.
All right, let's go see Josh.
Yeah. Woo!
I don't really know what to think about that. That's kind of changed my perspective on things a little bit. That's how weird that shit was.
Oh, it's Josh.
God, it's light outside.
Yeah.
First night down, did not go the way I expected.
What did you expect?
I was expecting you to not literally just do telekinesis.
That's a fucking gnarly photo.
Didn't do telekinesis. Telekinesis is when you can move things. It also wasn't telepathy, because telepathy is when you can talk to people through their minds. So I don't know what he's getting at.
This is exactly what Osama looked like when they shot him dead.
The greatest photo or photos underneath.
Wow.
Underneath each place.
Okay, fellas, this is pretty much everything here. At 10, it's pretty much consistent, and then it starts really slowly dropping off until about 12:30.
Yeah.
And then it was like every 20 minutes.
I do like that they have taken notes and jotted down times as to what happened, although he is just kind of saying 12:45 bedroom, 1:14 theater. You know, that might be, hey, go check the time and then go check this camera, and then you'll have to investigate from there. But this is also a good thing to do if you have someone who can just write down, you know, what time something happened. That way you can go back and look at it in the future and, you know, see what you're really looking at.
Minutes to 15 minutes. A couple like interesting ones was 3 knocks in the front room. Lots and lots of REM pods. The most unbelievable moment was you guessing gun. But I wasn't in there, so I didn't hear the shit that you guys heard or saw the stuff that you guys heard.
Your entire Gansfield method was one of the craziest things I've ever seen.
I still hated when you turned left and said frame, and then you went right back to the center.
That was so bizarre.
The Gansfield method? Unforgettable.
Unforgettable.
I think I have trauma from looking at you like...
Yeah.
Is that everyone's vote? That was the craziest.
Yeah.
Anyways, I think we're going to end it here, guys. It's pretty much everything to do in the video. I thought they definitely caught some interesting stuff. This guesties method, whatever it was that they just did at the end, that was pretty interesting. I'd have to, again, see more of it to really say whether or not that this is an actual way of communicating and, you know, seeing proof of the paranormal. Definitely need to see stuff like that. In terms of their paranormal technique, I like it. I like that they do, you know, when they hear something, they do go towards it. That is an issue that I've had with like Sam and Colby, where they like say they hear something, but they just kind of stand there and don't go and investigate. I do like the use of all the tools that they have. Definitely interested to see more of these guys. I will say that. And I'm curious as to see why they did not mention several of the light anomalies that I pointed out in the beginning. Those light anomalies could very well have been orbs, like they were mentioning towards the end. So yeah, definitely very interested to see more of this. Thank you guys so much for watching. If you've made it this far, I would love it if you could hit that subscribe button and leave me a comment down below. Tell me about something spooky that has happened to you before, or another YouTube channel that you want me to react to and go over different hunting methods that they might do. Stuff like that. And as always, I will see you next time. I really don't know how to end these videos.